Hello, one and all. I'm BrickingUpBrad.
I'm Matt Mellish.
I'm Ethan the Artisan.
And I'm Block.studios.
And we are
Late today.
the Stud Buds. Well, welcome one and all. We're still happy to be here. Even though we are technically going on a bit late, but that doesn't matter because look, don't worry, our guest slept in. We're gonna blame it on our guest, not true. So, guys, we have a very special episode ahead of us today. We got many cool things we're gonna do. First off, we're gonna talk about some of the new Lego news and the new Lego sets that we've gotten this past week. We also are gonna talk to our guest we're going to bring on here very shortly about some of the stuff he's done on TikTok and his journey through Lego. And then, of course, we're going to talk about some mocks today, and especially his mocks. And then we got a fun tier list planned out, which is a theme that used to be before Indiana Jones. That's all we're going to say on that. But guys, first off, coming all the way from TikTok in California, we have dannyfordjohnson. How are we doing today, Danny?
I'm great. I'm glad I'm awake. No. I wasn't asleep.
Okay. Let's address the elephant in the room. Okay. I was late. I got like no hours of sleep last night, and I set an alarm clock for 1, but it didn't go off. I don't know what happened.
You set it for 1 a.m., not 1 p.m.
I get a call from Brad. Hey, where are you? It's showtime. Well, crap. I'm in bed. So I got ready in 5 minutes. Here I am. This is how I wake up, guys. I'm sorry.
Really
You look pretty good.
Well, I'm awake now.
I'm a little bit offended you aren't wearing any Stud Buds merch, but
you know what, Brad? Speaking of which, it hasn't come in the mail, so I think that kind of identifies how my week was.
Oh no.
Danny has a sticker on his wall.
I
Apparently
know, right?
that's his Stud Bud
Even
merch.
Danny has merch.
Hey, let's not. Hey, I'm sorry, Matt. I don't want to.
No. I'm sorry. I feel bad because that's just not right for especially our guests. So
You know what, guys?
apologize
It's our
to Zane's
show.
mom.
We do what we want. If we want to sleep in, we sleep in. All right. That's what it
I just
is.
realized Dom put in the chat, it's Matt. I'd put money on it.
Okay, I've been working hard on this.
No. Matt,
This
we're going to give you
Matt Dance
This
number
review.
499.
All right. Matt, do you want to tell us about how your Lego week was?
No.
Okay, Zane, you want to start?
No, okay. Really quick. I built this set. That's basically all I did because I've been working on this stinking review forever. I'm taking way too long on it, but I'm trying to test out like a new style of doing a review. I also, behind me, I'm probably gonna break it as I'm showing you, but that's okay.
Don't do that.
Just like everything else right now. I made these minifigure stands this week for my collectibles.
Yeah.
As
Oh
it's
my
What
supposed
in
to.
the world?
Oh,
There it went.
You called it though.
Up, sleepy
There it was.
Matt doing it again.
Thinking that. Oh.
that's
Oh
cool.
my God.
Put together. Just fell apart.
Oh, okay. I see that. That's actually pretty cool.
They would be
That is
nicer
cool,
to
though.
show
That
if
is-
I was prepared beforehand, but obviously, you know.
Matt, don't worry. You were here an hour before the show started. We all know,
Well, I was here 4 hours ago, guys. I was here.
Yeah.
I
you
was actually. But yeah,
So, Matt,
okay.
I think, talking about CMS, I think we're on a similar line of, new stuff for the week. I'm going to quickly say, I finally got the Bard Brad and the Snow Warrior. And I have to say, they're really good. And what do you have any thoughts on these two figures?
I have not opened the Snow Warrior yet. I think that's going to be like one of the next ones that I do. But the Bard, Brad the Bard itself, it's a good fig. I really like it. I ranked it a 10 out of 10. Honestly, prime detail, prime printing everywhere that you could want it. Great new accessories, and I love the printed coins. It's perfect.
9.5.
Yeah.
9.5 for you.
9.5.
Do you know why?
Wow.
This is going to be me being nitpicky.
Here
The
we go.
Bard can't hold both parts of the instrument at the same time. It's a little bit too short. So when it's sideways, he can't hold the lute and like hold the neck and the bottom of the lute, like guitars. So that one, oh my gosh.
Spider-Man's holding on though. Look
But
at that.
honestly, I agree with Matt though. It's still a great figure.
No, yeah, and Brad, that goes to show that for the things you love, you're always going to be more picky on it.
Yes.
Fair
I still
enough.
love it, and I will be buying 10 more.
There you go.
20
Moving
more of
on.
these guys.
Moving on, Zane, how was your week?
My week has been good. I put out my Lego review of the 2022 ATST. That was fun. Then I also have been working on the Lamborghini Technic set. And there are some very interesting things that I am learning about this.
Are you on
It's
hour
actually very-
26 of building?
I'm on hour 3 in box 1.
Oh.
There's like 10 boxes, and I intentionally took my time with it because you have to have the gears facing a certain direction. There's these orange pieces that slide the gearing in and out like a normal car does, and you have to build a rear differential and drive lines and all these different car technical terminologies and things like that, which I can give Technic a huge prop for. Like I'm very impressed with it. I hate Technic, but I can respect the set. And then there's a whole bunch of other things that I learned about this set that I cannot wait to do a review and tell everybody about. But that's it for me. What about you, Ethan? How's your week?
Not really much Lego. I did something different. I didn't really build much of mocks, but I did build like this Lego idea set right here. And not gonna lie, I love the look of this. My only complaint though is these surfboards fall off super easily. Like the stud is right there. I try to room this thing around and the surfboards fall off. So that's it's like a mock. Not everything's gonna
How long have you been waiting to build that set?
I actually got it at Brick Rodeo. I paid $20 for it.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted it
love a
though.
Brick Rodeo.
What?
What else did you get at Brick Rodeo?
No, you too. I will slap
When
you
are we
silly.
gonna let that moment just pass?
Never
I did
pass.
build the brick heads. I got these for Christmas, and not gonna lie, Baby Yoda is solid. He's got a 1x1 brain.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, these are cool. I do not know if
It's
I've
as
done
big as
anything
Ethan's
since. I don't know if I've done any progress since the last time I've shown it, but that's my rock monster. It's got a movable head. Yeah, but
So
yeah,
cool.
that's I think it's the same as last week. But I think that was my week.
You've
Yeah.
come a long way on that, by the way. Yeah, that thing
Yeah.
used to look like a gorilla.
Yeah.
It looks good.
It's like
though. Great job, Ethan.
every week I find myself 10-15 minutes and just work on it, and because when I first worked on that head, it was like I didn't like that. I liked it, but it wasn't a rock monster.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm not goofing off. I'm posting to Instagram, just so everybody knows.
I'm not goofing off. I'm fixing what I think.
Matt's broken.
I'm not.
My-
I'm goofing off.
I'm always goofing off.
But
Okay,
yeah, that was
moving
my
on.
week.
Moving on. Brad, how was your week?
It was very good. As I said, I did pick up these. I finally got out of quarantine, guys, which was
Good.
thankful. And I can actually start making money again. So I got these. And I really like them, as Matt said. I think the only thing I do wish the Snow Warrior had come with a spear. I think it'd look cooler with a spear than a sword. That's just my personal opinion. But I think both figures are great. And I'm going to try to do some videos on them soon. But also for my good friend I Don't Want Touch, she sent me the microfighters here, and I'm really excited to build these. The Tauntaun is going to go great with the AT-AT, so and the Hoth stuff. So I'm super excited for those.
I like the Tauntaun.
I did something else this week, and I finally finished the police station, which is sitting behind me, and the donut shop you can see there. So yeah, that was a cool build.
Very fancy.
I think that was it. Technically, yes.
Technically,
I do have to say though, I will be buying way more of
Technically.
these, and I did try to build a dog sled mock, and I failed horribly. So we'll see what I can do in the future. I was trying to make it realistic looking, like old fashioned, and it didn't work.
you gotta look up some reference photos.
I
Brad.
did, and then I couldn't find anything on the internet about.
You need one of
anybody who made
these.
Yes, I have one of those. But I found some stuff, and some people sent me some stuff after I made a TikTok video about it. So
Good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna try again and see what I can get. But I do plan on making like a little mock that's like a cart with like a bunch of like entertainers, medieval entertainers, like a traveling circus type thing. So I can't wait to do that. That's gonna be my next project here. So
Very
Yeah.
cool. Very cool.
Danny, did you get anything new Lego wise?
I did. So Matt, I also have it. My hands are shaking. I'm a little nervous to be on camera, so I'll just.
No,
give it.
don't
I
be
got,
nervous.
got the
Don't be
adrenaline. I'm like,
nervous.
oh, I gotta make it count.
Don't be
I got the
nervous.
Microfighter Laser Crest. Basically, everyone does not like this set, and I wanted to show there's some merit to it. I think there's really neat parts, and I think it's good for kids on a budget. And then I
think
got the.
if you switch out the front two guns, it's good.
Yeah,
I think that's
and
the only
they
problem
are
I have.
they're really heavily integrated, but even that, it's like just you're right, pop it out and it's fine. And of course, you could always make better Lego stuff. But I got the city in the park
Let's go.
or the city park,
Mhm.
and then it
Can I
came with
just
the
say-
poly bag. Yeah,
That is one of the worst picnics ever. It's a mom and son eating a pizza for a picnic, and then squirrels start attacking them and trying to steal the pizza.
The
then
squirrels
some
take the
guy-
pizza?
Goes and plants a flower right next to them and
Yeah.
starts hitting on the mom.
yeah.
Look at the box art. What I'm saying is true.
But it does come with a yellow bike, so that's cool.
It
Um,
is a
Ooh,
cool
and it
set.
has a little bike bag thingy.
And then it came with I got $40 worth of Lego City, so I got the poly bag set with
Oh,
two kids.
Nice.
And then just off screen, but I'm not gonna leave to get it. I got the horse carriage, the horse jumping set that just came out
Nice.
for my girlfriend because she used to ride horses, and so I wanted to build that with her, and I thought she'd like it. The girl's redheaded in it too, so while I have a minifigure of my girlfriend, it'd be fun for in the time being. Anyway, something for us to build. So that was my week, and then I showed some of you earlier, but I made a rhino kind of mech suit. Sort of weird. I'll be honest. It's weird and it's not complete, but I had like an hour to make it, so I had to find a way to spice it up, and then the inside opens up to reveal not Alexi.
You
it's
spent
an
1
AIM
hour
balloon.
building something out of wood?
Yeah, I built this in 1 hour. First, I grabbed some mixable ball joints, and then I grabbed the transparent greens. So
I then
I then went to the
That's
store
weird.
and just bought it instead.
I almost did. I was gonna get that the Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and I thought, no, I can't do that. It's too simple. I have to make my own. So I ended up with that monstrosity. No one
You
watched
regret
it.
it? Do you want to go back and get the right one now?
I think I might, just because if I wanted to, I can pop off the top and have his head sticking out. Someone said it looks like a beetle. So I don't know.
I
thought
thought
it's-
beetle.
A horned beetle, a rhinoceros beetle, which is
Yeah.
fitting since it's the rhino.
Oh.
That's a real beetle, though. It really is.
Yes, it is.
So
All right. Well, since we've talked about the new stuff happening that we just got, why not talk about some of the new Lego stuff that just got dropped here?
And now for breaking news.
I love it. It's so good. If anyone hates that, they're gonna have to go through me because I love that intro.
Well,
And
Zane, I
now-
guess I'm gonna have to find a way to go through you. I don't know.
Because I like it.
All right,
smile.
let's moving on here, guys. 3 new Harry Potter sets got dropped this week. So Harry Potter fans have been really excited for the March 1st wave, and my bank account just got a little bit smaller. So first off, guys, we got the new books. We got 2 of them, which I will be getting since I have a bunch of other books, and I can't wait to put these in the collection. So this is Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, which I think is really cool.
Madai Mooney.
And the cool thing is that you can change him into Imposter Moody if you want, which I love that feature because they did it on the
What do you mean?
original.
How do you change him into Poster Mooney?
So you can turn his head around and put
Barty
the-
Crouch Jr.
Thank you. That's right.
Oh, so he's
Uh,
got two. He's
Mhm.
got 2 different face printings. Then is what you're
It's
saying.
really similar to the CMF version. It's just got a
Yes.
different expression and different colors for like the torso. I think
So
it's
it's
brown
different?
instead of gray. Yeah, it is
Ah.
different, but it's very
It
similar.
is different.
Okay.
I think they changed up the leg some too. I have the other
Mhm.
figure, and it definitely is like the colors and stuff.
Mad Eye.
But it is definitely a very cool one. And I like the black book to go along with it. So, next up we have is the
Divination room, right?
Thank you. Yes, the divination room, which is pretty cool. You get 2 new figures from this one, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure that's lavender brown. No, not. I'm gonna
It's
butcher that.
poverty. I'm
Parvati,
sorry if I'm wrong.
Parvati
Yeah, one of the
Patel.
sisters.
Yeah. And then you also get Professor Trelawney, and the book is purple. And I think there's some really great colors with the parts that are in here. So I think those 2 books are definitely on any Harry Potter fans. If you're looking for something for your girlfriend and they're a Harry Potter fan, I recommend getting them this. I have the other 4 books, and they look really cool on my shelves, and I'll definitely be posting a picture when I have these 6. Yes.
Are they short legs, medium legs? Or
I think they're medium.
It's yes.
Movable medium legs. They're not. So they're
Yeah.
not
I
small
love
legs.
medium legs.
Yeah.
Like they can move.
Every
So that
minifigure
they
with
can actually
me in
sit-
it should be mini legs.
Yeah, you and Matt.
If you look at
Hey,
the thumbnail
hey,
for the Halloween episode, you can see some Easter eggs there.
Yeah,
All right,
Yeah, I
guys.
saw that.
And then my personal favorite of these new 3 sets, the Hospital Wing, which this is super cool because it is a movie 3 set. So Prisoner of Azkaban. 1 new owl piece in there, which you will be getting in the trunk too. Just a different color owl. And then
Oh my gosh.
why
Super
can't I think
excited?
of her name? Jeez.
The doctor?
Madame
I d-
Pomfrey. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
On the far left there, I don't think, if I'm right, that figure has ever been made before. So
I have something really cursed to say.
Oh,
The
say
I
little
think I know what
the little skull.
Yes.
It's on a stud.
Say it.
You could put it on the baby body or in a mini doll head and have like a little pygmy skull head. I know it's horrible, but you could do it. It's a little messed
That's
up.
amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to make dead baby Yoda, you can now.
No, I don't want to, but you can.
But the
possible.
cool things about this is one, Ron has mismatched legs, and there are like the white leg for him being injured,
Yep.
and there are like some bandages piece. Matt, as I said, Madame Pomfrey and the little baby skeleton head are big doubles. Also, this is the first of the new castle pieces that can bend. So I'll show you the back of this. So you can actually bend it. So if you want to make your castle on a curve, so it can
like
like
that.
curves out, you can do that, and it keeps the same format as the other ones. We're gonna say something insane.
I want to see how
Alright.
that clock works because it's got the big gear on the inside with the
That's
differential.
what I was-
On the
It's
top,
not,
you
but-
can turn it, and the clock moves. I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think
You
you're
turn
right.
the pillar like the tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Say
Harry
what
Potter
we're
3
gonna
is
ask?
all
Cool.
about gears.
I was gonna ask about Ron, his leg, with it being white, like is it does it have any printing on it, or is it gonna be just considered just a white leg that you
probably
I think
put
it's just a
cast.
white leg.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
I
just
know
supposed to be like a
it's
cast.
considered cast. I'm just saying, like, would it become a unique kind of figure with it being a casted leg, or would it just be considered nothing because you could always pop it off and pop a gray one on?
I think it's the second option.
Well,
I wish it was
technically,
retro.
Zane, technically
I-
doing that is an illegal building technique.
Oh, no.
Somebody stop me. I'm taking off a Lego leg.
I will say though, we have that minifigures where it's like the hands are just different, or the arms are just like a different color that you can grab, and it's still considered a unique figure. So technically, I do think the red shirt and the white leg is unique to him, so it is
Okay.
technically a unique figure. But
Okay.
I have
Yeah,
a
It's
quick
got
question.
her time necklace
yes,
too.
Brad, do the books connect to the other books, or is
Yes.
this like a new set of books that will connect together? Do they all
So-
fit? I don't know.
all the books on the outside have these like 2 pins so that you can like connect them to each other
Hmm.
and kind of have them on a shelf. It's not a very strong connection, but at least they can sort of connect to each other. And they use I don't exactly know the parts, but it's that circular piece that's 1x2 with the stud holes in it, and then it's
The
the lip
holes in it,
piece
yes.
that Ethan and Danny were showing off before the stream. Yes,
Oh,
and then
yes.
it's
Yeah.
so it's those.
Why,
and then they
yes.
kind of connect the piece. So it
I-
reverses it so it can connect on both sides.
Got it.
I call that completely different, and it's probably not appropriate for the show.
All
I'm just being
right,
real
let's
with
not talk
y'all.
about it then.
No, we're not. I was mentioning it.
but yeah,
Yes.
We
So-
need the technical name.
Yes.
I think out of all the castle pieces we've gotten so far, this is definitely one of my favorites, just from the looks of it.
Were people upset about that? For some reason, I thought I heard that this was in the other castle, but not the newer one. So people are mad that they're not going back to the older castle and they're sticking to this newer version. I'm just bringing out drama. I know. I'm just trying to understand it.
I haven't heard that, but this is the explanation I'm going to give. So in the older castle with the gray roofs, they did do a clock tower. So I think once the 20th anniversary rolled around, they found out a better way to do the castles, in my opinion, because this way they can re-release stuff like the dormitory. Now, they're not as detailed as the older castle stuff. I do have to say that. There was stuff I liked about the older castle parts, but the newer castle parts, like, you can just be like, hey, here's a $30 hospital wing. So if all you want for your Hogwarts castle is the hospital wing, you can grab that. And then you can grab the bathroom set and you can stack them on top of each other, or another set. So for the people who are complaining, yes, we are going back.
Bricks is furious.
I guess. So yeah, technically you can't go back to that older style, but I have all the castle pieces and they look fine together. So but I do like this because you can get, they're modular. They're like, they're meant to be customized however you want them to be. And I do think it's great because like they made a $20 bathroom set. They made the $20 dorm rooms. That was a gift with purchase. So I think what they're doing right now is a really good way of doing it. So if you have problems, take it up with me. I'll explain it to you and make you not feel that way.
There you go, Talon.
Yeah,
that was a good explanation. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate it.
And I do like, because the other ones, as I said, were pretty flat. This one's going to be really nice because if you want, you can have part of it flat and then swing the other part out a little bit just so it does make a nice curve of a wall or even a right angle, whatever you want to do. So
very nice.
I like these colors better. But like the main castle's still the same color scheme, it's just the roof. So you switch it out. I mean, it's Lego. You can remake it.
That's a hard thing for sand green, though. It's
That's
hard
true.
to find sand green nowadays, but
yeah.
Or you can just buy gray and switch it out. So.
Yeah, you can do that.
Or
too.
the other way. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
So, yeah.
Hard to find dark gray. No, I'm sorry.
I don't have any Lego Star Wars. I have no dark gray.
Also, I think we need to quickly, before we move on here, I did shave. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, Zane. You're muted, Zane.
Zane, you're muted.
Maybe that's a good thing.
I was making so much fun of Ethan. It was not even funny. Oh no! Somebody shaved my mustache. Somebody better stop them. Yes, I did shave. It's new year, new thing. I had a mustache for like 2 or 3 days. Couldn't handle it. It drove me nuts. I looked very, very creepy. And a lot of people
worn
liked
a trench
it,
coat.
I should have. I was surprised at how much positive feedback I got on it. I was like, maybe should I keep this? And then I was like, no, yay, and just there went. Yeah.
Zane, Matt, and Zane. The three of us, we got to one time just shave off our beards and leave the mustaches for like April Fool's show or something.
Yeah, and then I grow mine out.
I don't even know if I would call what I have even a beard. It's more like just scruff. I don't even know
Stubble.
at this point.
It's still more than Ethan.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Now let's move on to the main part of our show here. The main
I
reason
feel
why
like
everyone show.
With news, 10 years of Lego Friends.
We got to talk about that.
Yep. I feel
That's
like
a big deal.
Yeah. What do we think about that? This is the 10th
it's
anniversary.
been 10 years.
Of Lego Friends, which I thought that was interesting. I feel like it was just a couple years ago that released.
That's kind of insane. You're right.
Yeah.
Do we think we're gonna get Golden Friends figures? Or
It's in the next 10 years.
What are their names? Emily.
Where's Dom? He can tell us.
Yeah. Friends is Dom's favorite theme. For those of you who don't know.
They're big at Legoland in California, and I know people who are familiar with that. So, that's their answer to Disney. But
One this set we got Stephanie and Andrea. I don't know.
I think there was I might be wrong, but I thought I searched Lego Ethan and I thought it pulled up a Friends character. So
they based them off you.
Yeah, right off you.
I'll double check that.
I'm double checking this too. There is a Friends figure called Ethan.
Oh my goodness.
Does he have red hair?
Okay, I'm gonna
Every-
quickly grab this photo here. We're getting very off track. I'm sorry. But...
Yeah, Zane.
Just so everyone knows, I threw up a poll in the comment section for those of you in the comments. If you guys like or don't like Friends,
Nice.
make sure you guys answer yes or no what you guys think.
Emily, Mia, Stephanie, and Olivia. Thank you, Dom.
Wow.
To the rest
Dom
of you.
knows.
This is
Dom
our
knows his
sequel to
stuff.
Bionicle was Lego Friends.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I'm
what do
trying to
we
s-
think they will actually do? Are they going to do anything special for it, or are they going to wait another 10 years?
I think Lego Ninjago did something. But I also don't know, like, okay, the fans for Ninjago and Harry Potter and Star Wars are the type of people who would collect something like a 20, 10 years or
Yeah,
anniversary character, if it's gold or a throwback figure.
Throwback
don't-
figures.
Like, I don't know if the people who collect Friends are that into Friends that they would do something like that, if you
Well,
get what I mean.
I mean, dolls. There we
This
go.
is, this is the Ethan. What's exactly
looks
like?
Spot
just like
on.
you.
He's got the plaid
Ethan.
shirt.
Don't you have one of those hoodies that kind of looks like that, or like a shirt at least with
Oh,
the
we did have a plaid
strings?
Like a green? I'm sure I can.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure I
you
can
gotta go
find
get one of
something.
those.
I do.
You gotta go get one of those.
The Friends lore
Yeah,
hits
I don't
different,
know.
Danny.
There is
Oh
some
my
more.
goodness.
I,
What
Wow.
did Ethan
Okay.
and Emily break up and they're gonna come back and get back together for the
No.
10th anniversary? Like, is that what's
So-
going on? Or
I was
You haven't
telling
heard of the
these
Mystery
guys-
of Heart Lake?
So
Sorry,
I
bro.
was going to quickly explain this. So this past week, I actually built the new Lego modular friend set at work, and it was pretty cool. And I'm not gonna lie, but I'd learned something big about it.
What
So
did you
there's a
learn?
huge difference between Lego Friends and City. Hear me out for a second. So Lego Friends in their sets have all organic stuff, like they have organic food and type stuff like that. And also the cars are electric. Like they have this big truck that's like a delivery truck and it has an electric symbol on the front. And they got like solar panels on the roofs. So it's very, very clean energy and stuff like that. And then you go to Friends and it's octane and everything's a crime happening in the city. And there's definitely a suburbs area where the crime doesn't happen, like the park. And then there's fires and crime. And there's a ton of squirrels attacking stuff if you look at the new Friends sets, city sets.
so you're saying that
Wait.
Friends is a utopia?
Where's the
society?
Yeah, there it
What is that? What is that?
Squirrel.
It's a squirrel. Yeah.
Squirrel.
So
It's
yeah,
so hard to
Friends
see it.
is a utopia, and City is
It's
what
a dystopia.
look at the cops. Some of the cops look like they're ready to be done with their lives. Like, so
Well,
this is
guys-
gonna be the next Lego movie. Actually, there's gonna be a
Oh,
Friends.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be great.
It's gonna be Friends
Oh.
and City, and then somehow there's a person in this Friends who wants to have a little more adventures, and then there's a
Oh, wow.
cop in the city who wants to have a peaceful life, and they switch body for a day, and they realize their
Like Freaky
roles.
Friday?
Exactly that type of thing.
Friendly
That or they
Friday.
fall in love, and it's the grass is greener story. So
Warner Brothers, Disney, anyone who's listening, I think it's Warner Brothers. Copyright patent pending. If you guys make that,
exactly. And then at
We'll
the
set
end of
it our
it, the girl is gonna go back to her normal life and be like,
Oh, we're
it's
still
okay to have a
going.
normal life. And then the city guy is gonna be like, you know what, my job is important, so I'm gonna go back to it, even though he hates his job.
well, I gotta tell you, we have 10 votes right now on the poll, and like I said, do you like Lego? Like, do you like Friends? And yes is winning.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes is
I
at
would say-
60%.
I would say
no's at
yes.
40%.
I would say yes.
If you guys
I-
go to
I-
the YouTube, you
like
could see
the-
it.
Parts. I like the parts.
Yeah.
That pizza set.
That's
I
what
really
I'm-
wish I got it, but the pizza restaurant
Well-
with the tile roof, it's
Mm.
so good. It's so cool.
Well, that
If-
was fun.
If Lego Friends had minifigures, everyone would love it.
I think Danny brought up a great topic earlier about this. How tell us about the test that you did with.
Oh,
your,
okay. Yeah, I have the unpopular opinion that the mini dolls make sense to me in the sense that so my personal test. I remember when Friends came out and they had Lego's interview on Brickset and they're talking about like, well, here's why we developed the figure. We noticed that some of our test audience wasn't as drawn to minifigures, and so they developed like 1,000 different, and they actually did release this information. So I think that was their 10-year celebration. But they showed the different figures that they made, and my niece, when she was old enough to start like actually playing with Legos. I set out a bunch of figures, and I said, okay, which one do you want to play with? And she chose the mini doll, and she said that the rest were the villains. And I was like, wait, that's my figure.
Villains.
Yeah. So I didn't say that before, but that is an extra part. And I did include like the big figs. I included just like all sorts of plays. I included a Power Miners Rock Monster. I just want to see, what do you want to play with today? And she chose the mini dolls. So I think that there might be something to it. And I also think that you don't have to be a girl to play with it. And you don't have to be a boy to buy the mainline stuff. It's there for people who want to get a traditionally feminine toy, but you shouldn't be beholden to that. It's like, get what you want, build what you want. And I think that the current sets are game changers. That modular set that Brad's talking about, I don't know if I'm going to buy it because I think it's a very expensive set. But the system that they made, it's kind of like the Harry Potter sets. I want to make city blocks like that are kind of like economy versions of the modular buildings. And I think that's really cool to see in a accessible Lego theme. So like what Ethan said, if they were minifigures, I think there'd be no drama. And of course they have a lot of pink and purple, but like those are colors we didn't have. The night bus, we wouldn't have gotten this much purple outside of the night bus, or pink or light blue.
These colors.
These are incredible additions to Lego that even if you go like, why do they have to be pink? I want pink. Like, I want any color I can get my hands on. It's Lego. You can do what you want with it. And I think that Lego Friends has only gotten better. My god family, I have some like god niece. I don't know what to refer to them as, but their family, they have a huge Friends layout with like the mall and the hotel. And it's just incredible what they've built with this set line. And I just wish that they do it for like Lego City, you know? And so I guess that therein lies the controversy, is that they aren't like realistic colors, but I still think there's value in what they've done with it. And we wouldn't have gotten like azure blue and stuff like that. Those are azure blue. This is my favorite Lego color. And this wouldn't have come without Friends.
I was about to say, you just answered my question.
I'm so sorry. What?
This is my favorite.
You know what? With that answer to a question, do you guys want to move into our next segment?
I want to keep talking about this friend stuff because this is very interesting to me.
We can ask some friends.
We can do it another time.
I just got to quickly say, though, I like your point about how they did. I didn't even think about that. They did the Harry Potter style where it's like different small blocks that you can switch around on a couple of the buildings. I wonder if that's going to happen with Lego City at some point, where they're going to start doing that. But also, Lego City right now is doing the parts where you buy a set. It comes with road pieces to build up your city with the road stuff. So I think they're very much working on sets that go together right now, and it makes sense. So
maybe we need to get Danny back to re-rank Friends on the tier list.
I think
if you want me.
Let's do it.
We've always talked about that. I don't know if we actually
we need to do like
it or not.
We need to do a one-off episode where it's like an hour long to 30 minutes, and we just rank Friends, and we get some hardcore people who are willing to look at Friends.
The whole
ranking
Studbuds
Friends
episode.
with Friends.
All right. I think, guys, it's a time for a little bit of interrogation.
Interrogation.
What's your favorite Lego color?
Dark azure.
Yeah. Okay, I had to at least say it.
That is,
but I don't use it a lot.
Block builders,
I just like that
yeah,
color.
you just answered the question. I finally found my person.
Thank you.
Picks Lego, your favorite Lego color. I ask that every time. They make fun of me, but I feel like mock builders have their favorite Lego color. Like, because I mean, I've always have
like
either
white and gray.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah,
I'm trying to
that
think if
makes
there's
me so
anything
happy.
else.
Behind the scenes, we dogged on Ethan. We had a call last, I think, Wednesday, and we're like,
Thursday.
Ethan, when we ask questions, you can't ask what your favorite color is every time. And he's like,
Yeah,
why
I was
not?
going to ask him.
You literally answered it before he could even ask it. It was perfect.
This is
You're
my
welcome.
favorite color,
No.
the dark teal.
I love it. And so they had it with Bionicle, which I won't go down the Bionicle road, but that was like the mask color I always wanted. And then they finally brought it back. They got rid of it in Exoforce. They had a choice between purple and teal, or turquoise is what I always called it. And then they chose purple.
This is a good
Teal,
Bionicle
turquoise
color.
is gone.
Oh my gosh.
All right, moving a little bit on here, Matt. Let's just quickly start with the basic question. We want to start with the basic question, which we always have to ask. What got you into Lego, and what, did you have a dark age, and kind of what's been your Lego journey? What's A
From
to
start
Z?
to now.
Okay.
What
And-
got you here?
We heard a little bit about it on the Christmas special, but we want the full story here. The Stud Buds exclusive.
It was a stormy night in Newport Beach at Hogue
Newport
Hospital.
Beach.
A child was born. No. So my first Lego set, I'm fairly certain I got, was the Twin Pod Cloud Cart. I remember going to Walmart. I remember seeing it in the aisle, and I brought it home, and it had on the back of the box, it showed the Twin Pod Cloud Car, some TIE Fighters, and the Millennium Falcon. I thought, where do I find these things? So I didn't know you could just take them. I don't know why these things don't mesh up, but I didn't know where to find Lego sets, but I remember being at Walmart. So I don't know where the disconnect happened. Anyway, so I didn't finish it. I built 2 pods, and I never finished the middle. So I just had them as 2 different ships. So that's my first Lego memory. I had Bionicle. I had friends who had Lego, and then in like preschool, we used to take the legs and then like a slope, and we put them together because all of the minifigures were chewed up and taken apart. So those were our figures. Yeah, Zane.
Did you chew the minifigures? Were you just
No.
like not them bad boys?
No, no. But we called them androids, and then we built everything tall enough for them to fit. And my friends would build bases, and then I went into 4th grade, and one of my best friends, Ryan, if you're watching, hi Ryan, he had this thing called a Lego castle, and it was a table just completely like as tall as a person, Lego construction just all over the place. So that was a game changer for me, where I wanted to make cities. And Ethan, I almost sent you a picture of my Lego castle, but it was super blurry. You couldn't even tell what you were looking at. So that had just like the airport from 2007 and the Arkham Asylum like slammed in there, but it was really like a bunch of stuff kind of sandwiched together, and that's sort of like been the elusive goal. And then in 4th grade, we had a space theme that I've been converting into a Star Wars story. So that's behind this ship, and it's also one of the photos I sent. 2 of them are from that space theme that we were working on. And then I went through a dark age, which is weird to say it because I remember reading about people going through dark ages. So in high school through college, I'm going to say was a dark age, because you had a lot of stuff. I was in ASB, I was in track, I was very busy in high school. And then in college is when I started working, and I work at Disneyland. And we could talk about that, but honestly, we're here for Lego, not Disney. So that took up a lot of time. And then now in 2019, December 2019, my friend Ryan said, you have to start making TikTok videos. So I did. And it started as set reviews, and that was just to get me back in the rhythm of making videos, because we used to make YouTube videos all the time. And then I thought, I don't want to just show off like what are some thhave that you can buy. I want to show like what can you make out of it, because not everybody has money, and I didn't have a ton of money to work with. Even now, I have money I can spend comfortably, but I don't want to be like, here, I bought $12,000 of Lego sets and you gotta just watch me buy it, So I wanted to show like with what you get, you can make cool things out of it. And that was also the selfish reason, is I didn't remember how to make anything. So I was slowly building up my Lego building abilities again, because I used to be able to build stuff easily, and now I have to find those neural pathways. So I haven't made anything on the scale that I want to, but I've made a lot of little things that I'm proud of, which at some point I think we'll be showing off in the video. So, and that's it. That's my Lego journey. On mock pages. I was on mock pages back when that was a thing, and now I'm on Flickr.
So is it okay to say your age? Because I think people need to know, like, you aren't.
I'm 26.
You're 26. Like, you aren't like 18.
I'm not a spring chicken.
You're not an Ethan.
Yeah, I'm not an Ethan. Which is weird. I don't feel like it's an old age. I just don't feel like I'm a young person. It's a weird middle ground.
It is.
And I don't want to be going on being like, I'm old. I don't feel old. I'm not old. I'm just, I think that a lot of my demographic is a lot younger than 26. And so that's also been a part of it, where it's like, I don't want to have people sending me, I think it'd be cool if people sent letters, but I don't want them to send me stuff because they don't have the resources I do. So it's like, I don't know. I haven't opened up that valve really, but yeah,
Well,
I guess I'm an old soul now.
I figured because when we first met on my channel, you talked about knowing Fazoom and like being on all these old mock pages, and the four of us, like we never touched that stuff growing up.
Yeah,
at least I can speak for myself. Like
it's the internet before social media, I guess. And I think that so before we had Instagram and TikTok, obviously for me, TikTok is the grounds that I'm aware of, but mock pages, Brickshelf, and then people had like homemade websites. So they had Fazoom had preclassicspace.com. There was websites. There's a website called Brick Frenzy, a website called Neutron Block, which is gone. There's a website called Halfhead, which I think is still up. There's a website called Zemi.net, and Chris talked about that. Chris is Fazoom. I'm trying not to. I don't want to use people's names though. If they want to use the fake name,
he uses it all the time.
I've kind of been trying to pick up on whether or not people say their names or not, and I can't avoid it because my name is my handle, so it's just my name.
Like you're literally your entire name.
I had to coin it. If someone else uses it, then I can't use it, so I'm gonna take it.
You gotta trademark it so you can start making money off it. No.
I like my name. I just anyway. So Fazoom had his site, and they all had links to each other, but that was like personal websites before there was just one site to go to. And then I met one of my other best friends, Gavin. He would tell me how he saw stuff on YouTube, and I was like, "You watch stuff on YouTube for Lego?" For me, YouTube was just like anything else but Lego. I didn't want to sit through a long video, but I'd start watching. I watch Lego Jang a lot, or Jang Bricks now, and so that for me kind of helped to see like what's out there, what can I build, and then there's a lot of like the build up like time lapse Lego videos. So I'd watch those channels just to see what techniques are being used. And the thing I'm really trying to get out of is basing it too much off of a set. So I want to make my own things, but I try to learn like the techniques from the sets, but I just don't want to steal from that. But it used to be that you'd see people's stuff like Fazoom's on their website. And then they kind of got onto mock pages, and mock pages is also done. So that's a rest in peace moment. But that was, Facebook before Facebook, but it was Lego Facebook.
Well, that was a very clear and concise way of explaining that. Well done, my friend. Wow. I also personally, I have a lot in common, I feel like, with you in the sense of like we had the same dark age at the same time. I can heavily relate to what you were saying about that. It was weird to like run into that, but you just don't have the time or the money to be able to get into it the same way that you were before. Also spent some time at Disney, which is awesome that you now work at Disneyland. So like, that's awesome, dude. No, it sounds like you've come a long way. And you were definitely building before I was, because when you said like the twin cloud pod car, I'm like, oh wow, he's a little older than me.
Yeah, but I remember the ATRT. I know that's your first set, was the ATRT, and I think I got 3 of them. That was amazing. Like those were the days when the first battle pack came out. When like the clone troopers, and it had I think it had 4, but the battle droid one
shock trooper,
had
officer, and 2 white.
And then the battle droid one had 5 battle droids and 2 super battle droids. I was a fool. I never got it. I only got the clone one. I was a fool. But I have a cup. I have like cups of clone. This is stormtrooper stuff, and then I have a cup of battle droids. So I'm not hurting for battle droids. I just wish at the time I had taken advantage of that opportunity, because that
I was a fool as well, because I was not I didn't understand Lego back then. I'm like, oh, that looks cool, I'm gonna buy that. Like, I didn't think like, oh, that's a battle pack. Like I can get a million figures. Like buying a few of those, I was just looking and picking what I wanted. Like I got the clone turbo tank. That was one that I was happy to have from that era.
That was also though when we had to rely on either family or like Christmas or our birthday or allowance money for everything. So it was like it was very hard to do that. And now as adults, I think it's safe to say, for at least the 5 of us here, is that we know the value of it, and we also know how much is being put into it. So we can make that decision a little bit better. But then you have the responsibility, like, oh, I've spent too much this week on Lego, so I gotta hold back a little bit, and all that's
I say
fine.
that and then go buy more Lego.
Yeah. But as a kid, like, you don't know to save it. Like, a lot of my stuff is very clean. I don't dig around, and I used to take it. Like, I had the Mos Eisley Cantina and the old one, the original one, and obviously someone's gonna
one.
Yeah, and people are gonna be like, "You did what with it?" But like the Luke's land speeder, I was in the sand with it. I found stuff in the. It's just people are like, "No, you have the Greedo that's worth a lot of money." I do, and I used them to make another character, which you'll see in one of the photos, because I didn't care. I wasn't gonna sell it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I might make a Bricklink store someday, but at the moment, I want to enjoy what I've got and not be so worried about it being like.
I'm gonna hurt you all real quickly here. I had some extra clone troopers that I got with the 2008 Clone Trooper Battle Pack, and I used to watch a lot of YouTube animations, and one of the big things they did was Omega Squad. So I shaved off the fins and then put like Sharpie on them. It was so bad. Thankfully, I still have the ones that went with the sets, but those were ones like I got extra from like friends or something, and I was like, I don't care. They're not like they weren't part of my. I hate myself so much for that nowadays. Like those figures go for like, $10, $20.
Oh no!
Okay, I guess
I
I'm-
Sharpied a Lego minifigure.
I have a ton of those battle
no.
packs, so maybe I should open a Bricklink store because they're all not Sharpied and they're pretty normal, except one I took the arms off and made him blue to be my captain. But like the rest
I've
are
done that
normal.
before. That's hilarious.
Does that say that's not even that bad though? I mean, changing
No.
arms out. I mean,
Well,
sometimes
sometimes
you got
it's
marketing
bad,
on them.
That's how my arms are super loose on mine now. They're like a little bit
There you
cracked.
go.
Like,
This was the overalls, and I rubbed them off with what is it called? Brasso.
Yeah.
I use Brasso to get it off, but it does take the varnish off, so you can kind of see in the light where you can on camera. But I just needed a T-shirt. They need to make Lego T-shirts.
Yeah.
Just a shirt.
Dang. Well, my question is for you, Danny. What brought us from YouTube and all the mock pages now to TikTok? Why TikTok of all places? What was it that made you start creating content there or drew you to it?
why?
Originally?
Ryan, my friend Ryan. But if you're watching, Ryan, hello again.
Ryan.
So Ryan, so we were working out over the holiday time, and then we were like, we should thanks. Yeah, that's Ryan. Skidmark's our old
Official?
YouTube channel. Yeah.
It is I, Ryan.
It is I,
Skidmark's our,
Skidmark official.
if you want to see some old gold videos, that is the place to go. We have stop motion. We did videos, and I did some unearthing of old Lego stuff for the mock showcase. But we made a video about Muhammad for a project for school for history, and then we made a video about Charlemagne. And I found the Charlemagne video because Ryan's hard drive got wiped or something. And so I found the Charlemagne video, and we're in 4th grade. I don't even think we're in 4th grade. I think we're in middle school. It's really cool. And we also made the Oregon Trail as a stop motion. All of that is on Skidmark with 4Ds. The name is shocking, but it's great because there's no one else using it, and so you can find it.
Is it the 4Ds that got it for yourself? Is
It's
that
the
what it
four. It was 3Ds originally, and then that channel got hacked, and then we made it with 4Ds. Ryan did it. I can't take credit. Ryan did a great job. But we used to make. Go ahead.
Who can squat 250 pounds? I want to know who's that.
Ryan, can we? You could comment. I don't know if we've done it.
Your can together.
The first video on your thing is what is it? Squatting 250 pounds 5 times. I want to know who that was. They're
think-
just getting beefy.
That's Ryan. I think so. Skidmark Official's another channel because we've lost the login for the old Skidmark. So it's just like several channels since. Skidmark. So I think the other one's just Skidmark with the 4Ds, but it's no official. The new one I think is his new one, and Ryan is very strong. So his workout, he wanted to show that you can exercise, you can make significant progress without having to take steroids and supplements and stuff like that. And so that's his purpose behind it.
wait, you can?
Well, watch the videos and find out. I think Ryan's done a great job. He's ripped.
Brad, we can help you, Brad. We can help you.
The blue goo.
Yeah, blue goo was great.
All right. Zane,
animation.
why don't you ask your next question here?
No,
I'm just
answer the TikTok. Why
yeah,
TikTok?
TikTok was relatively simple. It's a minute long, so there's not a lot of like, oh, I need to be perfect. It was very casual, and so it kind of breaks that barrier of I need to make this perfect polished video, and then it gets more polished. And Matt, I've got to commend you because I feel like you've got some of the most polished videos on the app. But I think that was sort of that for me. It was a breakthrough because I didn't have to worry about like I got to get the right song, I've got to get the right editing, I need an intro, I need the right channel. It was already set up because I was making a video about like my dog. I made a video about that's my first TikTok. So it's like just throw it out there, and if it sticks, it sticks. And the road plates were my first like video that people actually commented on. So. Sorry, that's the answer to the question.
No, I'm not yelling at you. Now, Zane, you can ask any question about his old YouTube channel if you would like.
Stuff he does now.
I'm so confused. Is what all I am absolutely lost because Danny, because what I'm seeing right now is not like I guess it is you, but it's not what I picture. You know,
It's younger
the blue
Danny.
I have a lot of different.
But that's okay.
Chunks.
My question is what is your favorite Bionicle piece?
Oh, for Bionicle.
Boom! You guys didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't. Is it really? Is that really the question?
Wait, let me guess. You got this off Instagram, Zane.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. it
So
was one
for
the
those of you
Instagram
who don't
questions for you.
know, go follow our Instagram account. Go
Wow.
follow our page.
Yeah.
And maybe you can ask if we can ask a guest a question there. And we can choose
Go to the
from
Discord
those.
under questions. We're stuck.
Or the
Oh
Discord.
man. So my
check us
favorite
out.
piece is he's up on a shelf somewhere. Again, I don't want to just be like disappearing on you, so I won't. But do you guys know who Toa Liwa is?
Yeah.
Does that mean
Yes.
anything?
Yes.
If you don't, he's the green guy, and there's a version of him with has like fins coming off his head. I had that mask in red. That was my character's mask. So I had my Bionicle character was Danihu, or Danaihu, and it's Danny but like Tahu mixed together. So it's Danaihu, and that was my character's face. It was the one with the fins. So I don't know if that's a consistent answer with what I've said in the past, but if I had to give an answer now, yeah, it's a unique Bionicle mask. It's not necessarily a part you build with, but I think that is my favorite part of all time because that was me. And so I kind of put myself into that part. If it was for useful parts for Bionicle, oh man, I think it's either the Toa Nuva chest plate, because I think that's just a really neat aesthetic, and it's a Technic pin. Yeah, that's the one, but that mask in red. And the guy is sitting on like down at the end of the room, but I can't get to it without leaving, so I won't. But he is on my YouTube channel banner. I have that in my Star Wars figure as the banner on my YouTube, which is linked on my TikTok. I just haven't posted anything yet. There's the Technic pin. It's 2 length, and then it has like the adapter, and you can put a Technic axle into it or something.
Oh yeah.
I was always craving those because for the Toa Metru, I wanted to just use that so I didn't have to spin a gear. But they always ran out of friction over time, so I had to get new ones to put in instead. So I think that was like my sought after part all the time. So that's 3 answers. Now you're getting a sense of how I talk. I just go on and on.
We love it.
No, but
Ethan,
you have a cadence to your voice that continues on and it keeps
Thank
people
you.
listening. You'd be great at
Also-
podcasting or live streaming.
Thanks.
You know what you're talking about. Like
Yeah.
there's sometimes you talk to someone about Lego and old Lego sets and they like kind of forget what like they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I don't you know Lego. Like you can tell it every time you talk. Like you
Thanks.
definitely know what you're talking about. So
I'll be
hell, if
the
we could
break
go on for
substitute
hours
teacher.
and hours.
So
Yeah.
Janie's got Brick Educator, so I'll be a sub. If there's any time that it's like, all right, teacher's out, I'm here. We'll do memes and do like watch a video.
Ethan,
So-
fire away.
Okay, so beforehand I had 3 questions that I wrote down are prepared, and they've all been answered. So, what's your favorite theme, and what's your
Okay.
favorite Lego set?
Okay, I think I might have answered the second one, so I'll start with that. The X-Wing, the 2002 Lego X-Wing. That's the set that made me believe Santa Claus was real. Because as a kid, I thought you could only get it from Disneyland, and I thought my parents didn't go to Disneyland. I know better. Santa Claus brought this, so I got that and the TIE Fighter that Christmas, and it was. I mean, every Christmas has been great, but that was my favorite. I've got the current generation TIE Fighter and X-Wing, which I know that has like. They've been dumbed down in size. I think they're the perfect size. They're a better price point, but the old school ones are my favorite. And then the Bounty Hunter Pursuit. And if anyone wants to pull up a picture for that, I think Bounty Hunter Pursuit is the best Lego Star Wars set because it comes with basically all you need. It comes with Zam Wesell, who's a unique figure, a new color. It comes with Obi-Wan and Anakin, who are arguably the main characters of the trilogy. So you have your main characters. I wish they had more Padme, but they don't. And then you have two really cool, really well-made vehicles. And the Hot Rod Speeder, that's it. The Hot Rod Speeder fits two figures, so you can have your buddy in there. Those engine parts are sitting on the shelf, kind of right there, because I want to remake it. The only thing is I didn't make Zam Wesell's speeder all the way because I got a splinter under my fingernail while building it somehow. And so I gave up and I took the Hot Rod Speeder to the grocery store with my brother to fly it around. So those two sets, either Bounty Hunter Pursuit or the original X-Wing, I think are my favorite. Both probably nostalgia and for value.
I'm so jealous of you for having that Bounty Hunter Pursuit. Yeah, because I remember looking. Well, there was a time when I was a kid where I was just on eBay looking for Lego, like older retired sets, and that was one that I was thinking, should I buy this one? I like this, and I
think Lego needs to redo it. I really do.
I think they should, and I think with it being the 20th anniversary of
Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
See, So, Brad, you said I'm very knowledgeable, but here's something that I keep having now. I've got the fact-checking police on my TikTok, and I've made some Spider-Man videos, and I don't know how to respond to it because I have a suit. I have like a video prepared, but I'm not interested in getting into drama with
you
like
just
young
ignore
people.
them.
Yeah.
Just ignore them.
But I've got a picture. So I have this suit. And I said it's the Scarlet Spider. I'll be honest, I'm wrong. It's Peter Parker and the Scarlet Spider's Ben Reilly. But that's showing that I know what I'm talking about because this is the Scarlet Spider suit. And this is the figure that Lego made. Am I that wrong? And they're like, they said that's actually the homemade suit, which they're wrong. They're wrong.
Look at the feet. The feet would give it away. But...
You
know what I mean?
It's not even the same suit.
I'm sorry, I agree with you.
They're attempting it, but
well, I have the spelling police right here with these three. All you do is you just ignore them and you just continue going. You just blow past it. Don't act like they don't know what's going on.
But I do care. Like I do care because I want to foster like a healthy community. I don't want it to be negative. I just have been recently experiencing that, and it's because I just said the Phantom Menace is what that set came out with. If that was my TikTok video, they'd be like, it's actually Attack of the Clones. But I understand why you get that wrong. And I'm like, I know it's Attack of the Clones.
Hey.
I just was thinking about a different movie.
Sometimes a video will do well when you make an error.
Controversy.
Whether intentional
mild
or
controversy.
That's it. Controversy.
Even
and that video's it's doing well. It's making me some money while I've been at work all this time and working on final projects. So I'll take it. I also said for the CMFs, I said this was Series 12 because the bag in the corner, I know on the top it says Series 22. I noticed that now. In the moment, I saw the number 12 in the bottom corner where it says 12 to collect. I was like, this is Series 12. Yeah. So I totally like blanked on that, and that's my bad. But I don't want to be like arrogant. It's just some things I'm like, I know I made that mistake because I said it, but from my brain, I know what it really is.
It bothers you. I know. Yeah.
I'm like, anyway, go ahead.
So quickly going back though, there is a possibility we could get that set though. Like if it's a 20th anniversary attack, like that's the one they gotta make. They gotta make a Coruscant Pursuit. I don't even care if it's those two ships. We just need a Coruscant. We need a Zam Wesell new figure.
I agree.
Like, so
it could be. We could speculate on future sets another time. I won't go there, but I have ideas.
And then quick question: you didn't answer the other half. What's your favorite theme?
My favorite theme is Star Wars. Right now, I think it's the most relevant because I have Star Wars is like my over-encompassing like favorite thing. So this is Danny Sojohn. He's my Star Wars version of myself. And the hair, this like for the longest time I had short hair. See, my hands are all shaky. Adrenaline. But the hair is somewhere between both of these hair pieces. So this is my Star Wars character. And so Star Wars is the most like useful to me because I want to tell the story in Lego. So I get a lot of Star Wars related sets, mainly for the figures, but I think they're not the most like value centric. It's just the figures are what I'm going to use.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
I understand.
Cool. So I know you kind of already answered this question a little bit, but what's your favorite part to build with?
Oh, I think I said something about the snot bricks, and I said the 1x4, but really any snot brick, because so much of what I make requires building around stuff. And so I love how many we have access to. I like there's the part where it's 2 plates tall and it's 1 plate in the back and it's got little stud. It's an adapter. So when you put it on top, you can stack it. So it's all studs going up, or any of those bricks where it's like multiple studs going on the side. The brick heads are full of them. The helmet busts are full of them, but I haven't had any of those yet.
They're fun.
I think those are my favorite because I love a sturdy sideways build. If it's like all fiddly, it's kind of weird, but if it's sturdy and it's solid, I think that is just incredible.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's the most useful piece to me. So to build with, it's that.
Very cool.
It's any snot brick. Thanks for being specific, man.
I know. I mean, that's like a good answer right there.
I agree.
That's a very good answer.
Thanks, guys.
Well, Brad, Ethan, Matt, everybody in the chat, anyone have any last minute questions they would like to ask?
Brick.
I feel like I can have
snot.
What? Okay, quick thing though. This will probably be our last question before we move on to Maki time. If there is one theme you could bring back from old Lego, like,
would it be with the same gusto as the original run, or would it be like
if you
halfway?
Same gusto. This is whatever you want.
Oh well, we're about to talk about one of them. I'd love to see back. So that's again, I'm kind of skirting the question. I think
you can answer.
Ideally, I would love to see a Bionicle resurgence, but I'd love to see it done with the care of storytelling that the original one was done in. And I know why they didn't. I know that they were going for a simpler story to get younger audiences, but I think the original one and a lot of old Lego themes took their audience seriously and believed in their ability to learn stuff. And Bionicle to me is the biggest one because I was 7, let's say, and they have all these different words, and 7's the age where you learn new languages. Like you can easily learn a language. So I'm basically learning Maori because a lot of those the Bionicle names are Maori, just the word, and they got in trouble over that. So they had to start changing the spellings, and you see different names after a while. But like all the Bionicle words, Toa, Tahu, Kanohi, Matanui, those are all actual words. Tohunga was the original word instead of Matoran, and Tohunga means like villager or person. What kid would know what that means if they don't live in somewhere that's Maori? But Lego did it, and so I commend them for like trusting their audience. And I think the other one is Exoforce. I think I'd really love to see a Exoforce redo, and I'm gonna do that myself. So Brad, we've talked about it, but my plan in the coming year is to do at least one model for each major like Lego theme, but done in modern parts. And Exoforce has led to a lot of what we've seen all the way up to Ninjago this year, their building style. And so the different mech suits and the different things that we've got. But we have, I was going to pull down Groot. I guess I've got Rhino. We have so much. Imagine if Uplink, if you guys know who Uplink is, the orange one, was built with this, easy peasy. And it's totally structurally sound. So I think that would be due for a redo. I just have a feeling if they are, it's going to be in the form of Ninjago, and Ninjago is going to do a homage to it. So that's fine. I love Ninjago, but I think that I would love to see that.
Saying you really want a good theme back that's like just good storytelling, like just bring it back, but just good storytelling. That's I can get behind that too.
That could be a good segue if you're ready to do our ranking, but I don't know if we are yet.
No,
that's our last thing.
Well, you were talking about mocks.
Yeah, the mocks
stuff that you build.
Talk about good storytelling. Here's the mocks.
Let's get right to it. My name's Ethan, and I am your host for Mocky Time. And today we're going to be talking about Danny's mocks. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up some images. Like
Yes.
this. I feel like this is more like let Danny talk about these pictures. I feel like that is more with that style.
Yeah.
So with this
was
speeder right here.
I would say this was actually during a dark age, just because I wasn't like sharing this. I had it on my Flickr account, but this was while I was playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and my if you guys have played the game, you have a little mount that you can ride around on. So I had a yellow and green speeder bike, and speeder bikes are like the easiest thing to build, in my opinion, because they don't require a ton of parts, but they can look really neat. And so I really wanted to try and find ways to push the shape that you get, and Lego had done the new speeder bike style with the battle droid arms and those little like nozzle pieces for the steering vanes. So I thought I'll try that. And then the figure on the right was the old version of that Star Wars guy I held up a little bit ago, using that Rebel Endor trooper.
I love it.
But
it.
I thought the jacket was so cool if it was a jacket.
Yeah.
So I still have that. I changed the legs out for the dark blue dual molded legs with black boots.
Oh, that's cool.
And then black boots, Han Solo. But this was this was like my most recent one I sent you, Ethan, because that hasn't been on TikTok yet. Just because I thought this is cool. It shows like kind of out of the box thinking. It's not like the most incredible thing, and it is dated. This is, I think, before they had the studs with the hole in the middle, and they had I'm trying to think of what else. The ingot pieces for sure. Those would have been in there. And so I was just trying to see, like,
amazing though.
Thanks. I want to see how detailed you could get with a speeder bike with relatively a small size.
Now, okay, I say for the month of February, we should do a challenge where we all make Lego Star Wars speeder bikes. And
nice.
We should go for a challenge of who can, just a fun
that
thing.
Would be cool.
Just on TikTok, and
I'd be down for
we'll do it for a week. Yeah, I'll get a bunch of people together. Let's do this. I want to do this now.
One of the most, like, one of the funnest things to build a speeder bike. Like, just some sort of bike. That is like one of the coolest
February
things to build.
whoosh.
Yeah.
February whoosh.
I don't have a lot more to add about that one though. So
but that one's really cool.
Thanks.
But if you had to guess, when was the date?
2000. It was before I started working at Disney, so somewhere 2014, 2015.
2014.
That's when I started my job at Disney. It's in 2015.
That's really cool.
Very
And then here's the next picture.
Oh,
and this thing looks really cool.
Wow.
So that's a ship called the Aero Ace, and I'll be honest, I'll just say it first. It's not the most complicated thing. When I was little, they had the Exoforce set, the Stealth Hunter, and that a lot of people were making vehicles out of just the Stealth Hunter. So you can see some of the DNA of that in this set, because it has the feet in the front, and it has the same cockpit window, and it has the little fins. So it was originally like a little pod, and then later I wanted to make like the upgraded version. And so this was part of this story that my friends and I were working on for a school project. It was like an assignment that we took, and I was really, I'm going to say we all did, but I think I really took it like super, super far. But it was, it's called Gemini, and it was like, imagine you're in a world called Gemini, and you're having to learn about space. So it was like a science class, but it was also like a story to it. It's like Dungeons and Dragons meets science class, and it was really cool. So that all my friends and I were just like really telling stories about this. So the Aero Ace was supposed to be like the most advanced ship in the Federation fleet. And inside, it was called the Federation, and then there's the other side was the Rebellion. So they're both the good guys from Star Trek and Star Wars. So that's why it was interesting. It was like, I don't know why they did this for us, but they did it. And then I've been translating it to Star Wars. I should keep it generic, but I want to do Star Wars. So it's a labor of love. But the Aero Ace is it's supposed to fly in any direction. And a lot of the vehicles that I was making at the time had that cannon on the wings where it was a yellow Technic bushing with a trans blue cone. Yeah. And I called it the Photon Blaster. And I used it across it. So it was like, it was from the same manufacturer. That was the goal behind it. And then the idea was that this ship could fly in any direction, which in space you could. But that was my thing. Was it's who's that ship flying in? It's crazy fast. It's the Aero Ace. So I have the figures still. That's me, but my friends I built with the same jacket, and it was supposed to be like a classic space homage too, because it it would incorporate that logo into it. So
Yeah,
It
I love
reminds
that
me a
jacket
little bit of
piece.
Mars Mission too.
For sure.
it's-
I think that was when it was built. I think this one and then the one that looks like a house, those are both 2007. So I'm pretty sure Mars Mission was a huge factor in that. Though I got Mars Mission sets to make Master Chief because it had the gold visor.
Oh yeah.
So that
Okay.
was my excitement with that.
Quick question though. I'm surprised Matt didn't ask this. How do you feel about stickers?
I think they're fine. I don't put them on anymore because I want to save them for when I want to use them. So like for the garden thing, I kept this on the sheet because I don't know when I'm going to want to use this orange piece for something. But I talked a lot about Exoforce. Exoforce is orange. I might want to use it for that.
I'm
but
the same exact way.
I do put them on if it's something relevant. So the Slave 1, I shouldn't have moved this. The Slave 1 I thought needed it. So I did put it on. But that's all like choice. And then the other thing is if they're put on poorly, it's messed up forever.
Yep.
So like on the top, I don't think anyone's going to care. But like those little gray squares are just slightly not even. So it's like,
and you'll always look at that and say,
exactly.
wrong.
Exactly. So I try to do it only if I'm absolutely sure I want it. So like the Mandalorian carbonite block.
You have to do that one.
I had to do it because it was necessary for the set, but you had to be very careful. And the Ninjago City Gardens have this arcade game. So it's like I want to put the stickers, and you need to for the game part. I can't get it on camera, sorry. But
That's
like
all good.
but you have to be so careful. So I don't do it if I'm not going to use it that way.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest complaint when it comes to stickers.
Mhm.
If it's necessary to the set, like that, the jail for Darth Maul, for
Mhm.
instance, in that
Print
dual
it.
set. Exactly.
It's not like that set has a lot else going for it besides the figure.
It's flat. You know how easy it is to print on
chair.
flat? Come on, like what the heck, man?
We won't get into that now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No,
Next up.
we love Lego. We really do. We just want it to be better.
exactly.
So
Brad
know
doesn't
they
have to
can
chime
do
in.
better.
I heard that the reason that they don't put stickers on everything like that is that they have a limit of how many new parts they're allowed to make a
Mhm.
year, and printed pieces count as a new part.
Mhm.
So if something like the Daily Bugle, they put a lot of stickers in because they didn't want to make all those things new parts.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure somewhere
A
in there
lot
it
of
does
pieces.
save money. And I also
Yes.
value that you can reuse the part in other ways. So if you were to get a set that had a sticker and you didn't like it, you don't have to use it. I think so. This uses the Y-wing, the Resistance Y-wing engine. If it was printed, I wouldn't have had these in clean
sure.
parts. But because I had the choice, I'm saving those for like greebly bits for something else,
Mhm.
maybe.
Hmm.
But I see the benefit and the con, and like I will take what I get.
Yeah.
All right, Ethan, you can keep going. Sorry, I wanted to.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah,
mean
it's not
stickers. I mean it's a controversy.
I've got a box of them.
Yeah.
I've got a box for later when I'm ready.
I'm out of
But, yeah.
beverage.
Okay, so this is a little bit newer. I'm gonna say this is 2016. I wanted to make a. I didn't like how big the resistant or the First Order Snowspeeder was,
Oh yeah.
but I liked the concept of it, and I actually have a plan to make them kind of in a more marketable way. Because I like building stuff what I call set style, which is like, is it sturdy? Is it accessible for people? Is it like using gratuitous building techniques? I'll try and do it for like some things, but otherwise, maybe this is like, oh, I'm just gonna use like basic stuff so I don't have to work hard. But but I try to keep it within reach for most people, so it's not completely like confusing. But this one I wanted to get those angles right, and I was trying to send just one photo at a time. I see your hand up, Zane. That's okay. Did you have a question?
I do. I
Okay.
believe I see a mini kit in that.
Yes. Yeah. So the mini kits are just like, I always thought it was cool. Like, since I can build them, I want to. And I did
Yeah.
a video on them a while back, which for me did really well, but probably not by your standards. But I did it where someone's like, you didn't make the rest of the mini kits. They weren't from
Yeah, all
just
the-
Star Wars. And I'm like, well, I know that. I just was making the Star Wars mini kit. But then
It's
I
hard
made
to
the
make, like-
other mini kits.
Like
and
the
then they
Pirates of the
said
Caribbean one doesn't like it's a ship in a bottle.
it's
How
a
are you
ship in
gonna
a
make
bottle, and that part doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then someone
exactly.
said there's mini kits in Lego Dimensions, and I thought I'm not going there. There's like 1,000 mini kits in
There's
that.
only
So-
one true mini kit, and that is the
Yeah.
Star Wars one.
Yeah, the mini kit white one is the classic. So I thought it as a Star Wars person, I think it looks like just cool stuff. And I made a Resistance one. Gosh, I wish I had it sitting right here.
Oh.
It's all sitting on a table down there. But I made a Resistance one. It uses the mailbox, the gray mailbox, and it has orange lights and yellow. And it looks cool. And it's supposed to go along with the Resistance X-Wing. But it's like, I like it because it's easy just stuff to put in there, but it looks like it belongs. And it's also an Easter egg for anyone who cares about the video games, like you, Zane. You caught it. And I thought I'd show that the front of the snow speeder was supposed to be like a truck. It's a backwards truck. So it's a cargo bay. There's also like the Indiana Jones like crate in it. But it has a black lid, so it's not super realistic, but that was mainly because like, a Lego set would have it like that. So that's if I was designing a Lego set. This is my like version 1, which is realistic. The one I'm gonna make someday is orange yellow. And I know that's completely not like the First Order, but I thought, let's do it like a cartoon, like a Saturday morning cartoon. How would you color it in? And I thought, well, orange is pretty cool. It's still kind of what's the word when it's like Home Depot? It's industrial, and so I feel like there's like a potential for that, and it could be like a local person bought it and painted it, and then you're in the jungle on a mission, and you find this old Jeep, and it's that thing, but it's in yellow. That's sort of what I was going for, because that's, to me, this is a World War II Jeep in Star Wars. And so I think the only thing that needs to be changed is that the seats need to be lower. And I think it's actually a little bit bigger, but it's hard to figure that out for Lego because minifigures don't size up exactly with a person. So you have to kind of fudge it. But I like this one. I was proud of this. And I thought people in the audience might like it too.
Yeah, that is really cool. So
thanks.
Does that mean Lego instructions in the future? Maybe
for that it doesn't exist. If I make it another one, I try to do that. Doing instructions for everything is hard because I forget how to build it as I take it apart. So I have to do it almost in the opposite, where I take it apart and take a picture each time. And then the test is if I can make it again. But what always happens is that when people ask for instructions, either no one watches it, or when they do, they say, I'm confused. And I think, I don't know how else to explain it. It's just you put it together like I showed you.
I don't do it. I don't sell them, but I do it in studio. I make the digital model because I never want to take it apart. But if you need help doing that or want some pointers, we'll talk after the show.
Cool. Yeah, I had LDD and I have Studio, but Studio for me is hard to figure out. So
it's really easy for me. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll talk
no
after.
Problem.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you.
But
Ethan,
here's the next one. This one.
So this is called the Jade Wolf, and I scrapped that name because the more I looked up wolf, the more I found stuff I don't want to see. So I got rid of that name. But it was supposed to be the first iteration of my Star Wars story, and it was called Star Wars Outlaws, and it took place with a Jedi who lived during the Clone Wars and was surviving during the time between 3 and 4. And this is right before Star Wars Rebels was announced, which is a story about a Jedi who survived the Clone Wars and lived during the time between 3 and 4. And I thought, wait a minute. So while it
stole my idea,
I felt that way, but I know I can't actually say that because it's not that unique. And it's also like, what else are they going to say? Like, it's the easiest way to get all the elements that you love, the original trilogy look with the Clone Wars elements. So this was, I made it for, based on a few things. So the first thing was I wanted a ship, and like that's the big challenge I've been trying to find after. So I wanted a ship for my figures to fly around in so that I can just start telling stories. Here's their ship. And my friend, Brian, if you're still there, Brian keeps saying like, just make that again, but in white, because that's basically what I'm doing anyway. But I wasn't really settled with it. There's a lot of like choppiness, blockiness to it. But the inside, there's an interior. It's just mostly hallway, and I didn't like that. I wanted it to be more usable space and less hallway. And there's supposed to be like there's landing gear integrated into it, but you can't see it because this is just one photo, and younger me didn't really know what to take photos of. And there are more photos on my Flickr account, but again, I wanted you to see like a good shot. And I didn't include the figures. So this is where I had the Greedo guy. The Greedo was the pilot. He's the old Jedi. And then the inside has a bed. It has a tool like rack hanging on it and like a blaster storage spot. And then the back is supposed to open up, but that was a later version. That's on LDD for me. And then on the other side, there's an opening door, kind of like the Twilight. So this was based on the Twilight from Clone Wars and the Boba Fett, the Slave One from 2008. So that's why it has the brown and sand green.
I see the part usage in there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
And then I wanted it to be... Okay, so the funny thing is that I built this while watching a video about the Holocaust for my class.
Oh my gosh.
So when I look at it, I think about the Holocaust. I know it's horrible, but I think about the story of this man who survived it because I was working on the inside while he was talking about it. And so that's just, you have memories. I have memories of what I was doing while I was making things.
I get that though.
And
I
so
get
that's,
that.
That's the memory. It's super bleak, super dark. But
that sounds like a rough memory.
Yeah. Well, he survived, so it's not completely terrible, but it was pretty awful to hear what he had to go through.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, the Jade Wolf.
I was gonna quickly say though, I was like, it looks like a train, and so that's why I thought you were like, oh yeah, I got inspiration because I was
from a train.
And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not okay.
Don't go there. No.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Okay, no. It does split in half. So the idea was that you could break it apart to get into it. So there's a clear division between the back half and the front half, and those connected by Technic pins. I will never do that again because it was always like bowing there.
Like drooping there between the two?
It was always drooping, and I needed either more Technic pins, but I just don't want to do that. The inside had a cool hallway with the padded walls on the inside, so that will carry over.
Crazy people.
Yeah, but like the Millennium Falcon, how it had the little panels on the wall.
Insane people.
But maybe, I mean, maybe the people inside went mad or something. I don't know.
like mad, like Brad.
Yeah, bricking up mad.
Oh! Jab at
Mad
the
Brad.
Bradster.
No.
Bard the Mad Brad.
So this
What
was
is that?
that is what it looks like a houseboat. It is the Eclipse. So Ryan, if you're still watching, we have a joke. I have a video somewhere where I go, this is the Eclipse too. And I'm filming it. And this is like early, before TikTok, before anything. I was trying to film it. So this was the ship that kind of inspired the one that we just saw. You can see that it has, sorry guys, I'll get through this. It has those side opening doors. And then ultimately it will lead up to the ship that's on my side. It's supposed to be having a 2-story, and it was supposed to have big wings, and I just realized this thing is getting too big for what I want it to look like. So I'm very proud of it. It is like a time capsule looking thing. In the back, you can also see the spaceship we saw earlier, the Airways. The base plates were my old Lego City before I started working on it, and then in the back was a Lego City car I called the Alpha car. And then the front of this thing had an opening door. You can see a blue Borak eyeball. You flip it over, and that's how you got in. And that was very much from the Slave One, ported over.
Is this a Polaroid picture? Is that
No, it's a picture of my computer screen because it's the one of the old iMacs, but I can't get it off. I need to get like an Ethernet cable or something, or an SD card, but I didn't have one on me, and so I just took a picture of the picture.
It looks like a Polaroid, like
this was for
1998.
Yeah.
It does look like that.
It's more recent than that. I'm gonna say it was this probably still like 2007. And the graininess is because of the monitor, but the photo is still pretty old.
Gotcha. That's cool though. To still have those captured. I wish I would have taken more photos way back in the day.
Same.
I wish there was more. I made a lot more than that. I just couldn't find it all. So.
Yeah, look at his Flickr. I'm sure in the link in
Thanks,
profile,
guys.
the description has this link tree, and that should have all his information.
It does. Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Yeah, his Flickr and Instagram as well.
Thank you.
Also, another thing to look at is, so you love to build like mocks from sets.
Yeah.
So, would you like to show any of that?
Yeah. So
and maybe we can guess what sets they were built from.
So this is my web shooter. This is for me. This is my most viral video. So this will forever be together because this is what put me on the map essentially. For Lego TikTok, I think this is what most people would see. Do you want to guess what it is or what it's from?
I know exactly. It's the Miles Morales.
Yeah,
mech.
yeah, it is. Okay, so this one is a little bit harder. This is my Ithorian protocol droid.
Ithorian?
Yeah, it's the hammerhead. I mean, I just thought it looked like that, so that's what I'm gonna call it now.
Zane, he knows the aliens from Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't even know what that is. But then as you said the hammerhead, I'm like, oh yeah.
It's the
It's
mayor.
the mayor.
From Boba Fett.
The mayor from Boba. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers if you haven't seen Boba.
Well, we saw it in the trailer. They're fine.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
I saw this on Instagram, so I think I know the set.
What's the set? I don't.
It's the Mandalorian. What do you call it?
The Tusken Raider encounter thing, or
Yep.
Trouble on
Hut.
Tatooine.
Yeah, there
Come
you
on,
go.
Tatooine.
Okay. This is my Underworld swoop bike.
Underworld swoop bike?
Yeah.
I know which one this is from, but I'm not gonna say.
Sorry for my shaky hands.
No, you're
Oh,
good.
you're good. I don't even know.
It's
It's the
Advent
Advent
calendar.
calendar.
Advent calendar?
Yeah.
I want
that's
to say
cool.
I saw this and I actually kind of want to build it out of the Advent
Yeah,
calendar.
I've got instructions for that. I think that what's nice is that this is easy to make without the Advent calendar, but I'll never do it again. That was such a pain in the butt.
entire
Doing
time-
that every day.
As I was doing the Marvel one, which that took a long
Yours
time.
were the best,
Oh well, thank
Yeah,
you.
honestly.
I appreciate
Everyone
it.
else did a great job too, but I thought yours had the most
But the
production.
entire
yeah.
time, I genuinely thought of you. Like, I'm not even joking, because I was like, these are cool and all, like these mini builds, but it'd be really cool to like build something. I looked on Rebrickable to try to find like one thing that you could put all the pieces together and build, and I kept thinking of you the whole time. Like, dang,
Thanks.
figure something out.
I
Literally.
should have found it, but I just didn't buy it. I had people asking if I could make something out of it, and
I do have to say, next year TikTok, can you make a option to just block all Advent calendar openings except
There
for
are so
It's-
many.
still
it's
getting
every
them on my
year.
For You page.
We have to make a
still
warning.
getting-
Some people put time and effort
Yeah.
into
Matt,
those videos,
Matt,
Brad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
but You're the only one that I was like, oh yeah, I'm actually gonna watch these because
Okay,
I feel
well,
like
thank you,
interested
Ryan.
by them.
no shade and no hurt from me.
yeah,
It's
no,
all-
sorry.
It's okay. I understand. I was thinking like it's gonna be full like busy season at Disneyland, so I'm gonna need to like have content to go. This will be great, and it was not. It actually hurt my channel, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. What is this from?
Ooh.
Oh, good
This
lord,
is
I don't even
based
know.
on concept art for the Knights of Ren. What do you think this is from?
Is that from the Ren ship? The
Yeah,
Ren shuttle?
it totally is. It totally is.
That's
And then this is my last one. This is
Whoa.
pretty easy to
Is
guess
that the,
actually.
the Razor Crest.
Yeah, it's a Razor Crest. It's
awesome.
based on Slave 2, which is a really ugly ship, and I thought I'll make it, and it's
Was it
all
more like-
hollow. What's that?
Slave shoe.
Yeah, Slave shoe. It does look like I based it on the Adidas shoe. I based it on the Adidas shoe.
I love it.
So
That
I,
is
um,
awesome.
I thought it is a flying shoe with a wing on the side, and then the back
it really
has
is.
the engines, and then it has an opening window. So I'm proud of how the interior looks. But I thought this was going to be in The Mandalorian when they
Wait.
blew up Razor Crest. I thought that they were going to bring in some deep Star Wars lore because that's what Boba Fett gets after Slave 1 is gone. He like goes to the Starlight Pit. He comes out, his ship is gone, his armor's gone. So he has to get this ugly ship and this like discount minivan, and that's what he flies
Yeah.
around in. And I thought they're gonna bring it into Mandalorian. It's gonna be his new ship. And then I thought they're gonna give Mandalorian the Slave 1. I thought, no, no, don't you dare! That's too much. So we'll have to just
What-
wait and see.
I think they will
You know-
eventually do that, but that's a different
Yeah.
story.
Wait, show the shoe again. It reminds me of in Despicable Me, his little ship.
Yeah. I was away from home at the time that people were saying that, so I made a video with like.
Oh,
"Those
people
guys,
actually say
it's a great joke. It's a great joke, even. And I cut it to the Gru's ship, so it is. It totally is. And that was not what I was going for, but that's what came of it. So, living, breathing TikTok. Okay, those are my alternate builds that I have on hand.
Very cool.
But yeah,
Go to
that's I mean,
TikTok
that's-
to find more.
Thanks.
Yes.
Our
I
Instagram.
need to make
links
more.
down below. Which, speaking of links down below, Zane, you got something wearing right now that can be found in a link down below.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, yes, I am.
Guys.
I am.
Danny is even
Oh.
showing it off here. We got Stud Buds merch down below. Shirts, hats, mugs, the whole ensemble there.
I
You'll
wish
find
my
it all down
merch
below.
would come in the mail.
Yeah, We also sell mats on there. He is our merch. Like you can rent him out for a day. You know,
I'm G-rated content, but I was
look,
gonna
if
say
you want a
something,
best
but-
friend for a day, you can actually rent Matt out.
I'm very pricey. I'm very pricey.
You know your worth.
Yeah, I'm for high class buyers, and I don't cook. So,
but yeah, so we got merch down below, and we got all the links to all the other stuff down below. Instagram, Discord, all the fun stuff. Go check it out. Great place thing to do. But yeah, Ethan, before we move on to tier list, do we got any memes?
Ooh, memes. Do we
I
have
hope we
memes? It's
do.
been a good bit since we've done memes. I don't know if I'll ever have time to redo the intro. I was even thinking last night I really need to do that, but I wasn't in the mood. I didn't want to have a bad one, so I decided to just wait it out. But I thought I made this meme like literally 30 minutes before the show, or 38 minutes since we were 8 minutes late. And
give it to me. Give it to me.
No, that was like 2 minutes before the show. This is real. Buying a Lego set,
Lego
to follow
Drake.
the directions, and buying a set to build something new. You know, I should have taken a picture of Danny and just put it right there.
I like it.
We need Danny making the faces.
Yeah.
That's
Hold on.
Danny for sure. And Ethan.
Yeah.
But Ethan will build it like he will build it with the instructions and look at it and he goes, "Wow, that's nice. I want that piece. I'm taking this thing apart."
That right there is nice.
Yes, that's nice. It's partially assembled.
I got the Ravenclaw book just for this face to make Omega.
Yeah.
Then I realized that they're cool sets, so now I have the other ones.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't tell you a set that's 100% complete. I know.
Oh no.
I honestly don't know.
Well, that's fair. That's what Lisa on Shebricks was saying, was to have stuff that's meaningful to you. Unfortunately, everything that's up there is just like, I have it still. It's on the shelf. But I've definitely been thinking about that.
Yeah. I think my Benatar is 100% complete,
Oh!
but I'm not sure. I'm
Let's
not
I
keep
sure.
want
it
that
that
set
way.
so bad.
I know the Razor Crest and the Blacksmith I've taken stuff off.
Oh, Razor
What?
Crest, they have. Blacksmith is in my
Just,
room.
yeah, Blacksmith has some good parts.
Yeah, it does.
Hurtful.
But this was one that I saw on the Instagram. I don't know who posted it, but
I did.
memes.
Memes-
Look at that
memes, but with
quality
Lego.
too. Yeah.
That's horrible quality.
Talk about Danny's quality.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on my
your
computer screen.
Yes. Sorry, this meme is from 2002.
2007.
I hope you guys enjoy it.
And then behold the meme of the year. When you wake up a minute before Studbuds.
Oh, Ethan couldn't block out all of the meme from last time.
Yeah, I made this super quick.
When you wake up a minute. Yeah, literally, it was a minute before Studbuds.
Matt,
think it
I
was
was gonna
2
say
minutes.
you looked like you got punched in the face when you came in. Like you had like one of your eyes was all red. You could tell like where you were sleeping on the pillow or something. I was like, oh, did he get in a bar fight last night? Is that why he's so upset right now? What happened to him?
That was it. That was it.
Yeah,
Things
guys
got a little rowdy. I had a couple, too many. But no, I appreciate you
It's all
guys
about
waiting
Ethan.
for me. I apologize once again, but it happens.
I think
and
it's fine.
I appreciate. Next time, just start without me. It's fine.
No, we love you.
I love
We
you
can't
guys
do this
too.
without you.
Oh, you're too
But yeah, that's
Alrighty.
memes.
That's memes.
It makes me want to cry.
We're getting too sentimental, Brad. It's time to.
Ooh, the seasoning in
sentimental.
the air.
Well, it's time to
Making me
jump back
tear
in
up.
time for a different kind of adventure.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. What? My eardrums got blown out. What was that?
All right, guys, we have a different kind of adventure today. So before there was Indiana Jones, I forgot to open up my Word document.
Oh.
Long ago,
Before Indiana
the time
Jones,
of
there
Indiana
was Word.
Jones.
Microsoft Word.
Guys, so we're going to talk about adventures. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. We tried this a little bit in the Christmas episode, but I'm gonna pull it up here. We got a PowerPoint with all this. So Ethan or Zane or Matt, could you guys just, while I'm talking, just kind of arrow through these kind of slowly? We're gonna look at this, just like, you don't need to talk about them, but I'm gonna read some stuff about adventures. And then, so yeah. So Adventures was dropped in June wave of 1998 and lasted until the spring of 2003. It follows the adventures of Johnny Thunder through Egypt, jungle, Dino Island, and Oriental expeditions. This was Lego's way of doing Indiana Jones before they had the rights to it. Also Jurassic Park from the looks of it, but we won't get into that. The villain of the story is Lord Sam Sinister, also known as, this is where it gets kind of funny, Baron Von Baron, Evil Eye, Mr. Hates.
Wow, you must hate things.
So Sam Sinister is a main recurring villain, but there are also other villains, such as, I'm going to butcher all these names here, but let's go for it. Emperor Chang Wu. Maori.
He's in that temple that you're looking at right now.
This one?
And Senor Palomar.
Yeah, Palomar.
But there is a big cast of adventurers and villains that join them through the 4 different ventures. There are also 2 radio plays released to promote the theme. The first one was called Lego System Adventure, The Hunt for Pharaoh, released in 1998. I think that was about 3 years after Danny was born. And the other one was Lego Oriental. Yeah, so Lego Oriental Expedition, and that was released in 2000.
Is that a big monster? What in the world?
Yeah, they had a lot of them. There's 3. So there's Tigra, the Yeti, and I don't remember the one from China, but it's like a food dog lion guy or something. I don't know, one of the 2.
Yeah. So let's get into these. We're going to start off here. That's not what I meant to open up. So yeah, going back to the beginning here. So for the record, one of the nice things that this thing did a lot really well of was these like $5 almost poly bag sets where they're little
for the record.
Yes. So if you guys want, there probably was a couple of these tiny sets I did not get a chance to throw in because there's so many of them and I didn't know what price points were. Not price what was like important almost.
Yeah.
So there was a ton of these tiny sets, which is nice because if you want to get like certain characters, you can get them in the cheaper sets. And for the record, the tiny sets, like you can see some of them here, aren't too bad. Like they are little bits of pieces put together, but like, you got the little Egyptian cart there, the little biplane there is not even that bad. So, and the raft, that one's really nice. So there were some really good ones. So it started off in Egypt, which was the first wave that they did of these.
First adventure type of thing was Egypt.
Yes, so it's 1998. So it's basically, Indiana Jones kind of.
This is Indiana Jones when Lego couldn't get the license to it, so they named their own. And that genuinely is what this is. So
yes,
I want to keep letting you talk, Brad. I want to make sure that you get there, but I already have thoughts I can share.
Oh yeah, go for it. We will look through these kind of. Just quick little thing. That guy on the far left there with the hat and like green. That was like another one of the main characters.
Dr. Kilroy. Though here's something interesting. In the first line, all of them had names that were based on weather. So it's Johnny Thunder, and then there's like Gail Storm was the lady, the news reporter or the documentary lady, and then I forget it's like Dr. Lightning instead of Dr. Kilroy, and then there's a guy named something Hurricane or I don't remember. Someone is going to correct me, but they all had a weather themed name. And then obviously Sam Sinister, he's and then I didn't know he had all the other names. Mr. I, that's funny.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later on when they kind of settled on their official names. And in the corner, so like you had Senor Palomar in the bottom right with Sam Sinister. They're both in their car. And then they had, I think the guy in the plane might be, and he might be there too, both of the shots. Anything with a plane, that's their pilot, and that's not Thunder. It's like Tsunami or
that's Harry Kane.
Hurricane.
The girl's name is Pippin Reed.
That's her later name. So she is Pippin Reed, and you're absolutely right. But they originally, before they settled on that, they had her as like I'm pretty sure it was Gale Storm, but you're
Gale
welcome to
Storm.
correct me.
I
Pip
don't
and Reed
think-
is what I
don't
know.
remember Right.
It's okay. It's like I think Lego didn't have it nailed down yet at the time, so they might have thrown it all around. But Harry Kane, Michael Kane, no, he was their pilot. So my friend actually had these down the road, and he was old enough where he could get Lego and know what he was doing with it. But I don't think we had that. That's like the golden goose, the sort of pyramid, and it has all those hieroglyphics which are printed, which are worth. They're a lot. They're worth a lot if you have them.
Sure.
All those pieces were printed, and also that's cool. So you're gonna see later on. There's a set called, I forget what it's called now. But that blimp, the little hot air balloon, they remake that later in
Oh,
Orient
that's cool.
Expedition, and
Is
it has
the gray
a
one?
there it is.
Oh, there it is.
What was it called, Brad? I don't remember now.
The blimp.
Yeah, it has a really cool Aero Nomad or something, or yeah, Aero Nomad, which is kind of why I called the ship the Aero Ace. But this that set, this was when I was old enough to know what I was looking at, not old enough to buy it.
That makes sense.
So that's I think why it sticks out so much for me.
That's cool. So just quickly, so that's Sly Boots there. As he was talking about the guy in the top hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's
A man by many names.
Yes. And then the villain was, let's see if I can pull him up here. I should have gotten a picture with all. I was kind of lazy last night and didn't want to go because I was like having trouble with all of these photos to go through and do them. But just kind of thoughts on the Egyptian wave so far, because this is, I think, pretty much all the sets. I do. Oh, so on the biplane there, which I love that biplane. That's super well done. The guy who's in that's Baron von Baron.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, Baron von Baron. So later on, I think. Oh, I got it all wrong. You're right. Okay, Baron von Baron and Sam Sinister. Sam Sinister is the black hat guy, or
Yes.
he has a bunch of names. Baron
Sly
von
Boots.
Baron, and then Palomar. He shows up in the jungle theme. Is it right?
No, so Sam Sinister is another name for Baron von Baron. So Sam Sinister,
Oh.
I don't get it. I don't understand this, but for some reason there was like 6 different names on
Yeah.
Wikipedia for him.
They couldn't
Well, I think
decide
all of
what
it,
they
like-
wanted.
I think it's better if they. I like both of those names because they're like
Yeah.
suitably like campy bad guy names, but it also is like fitting for that time of Lego.
Oh yeah.
And I think if I had to give it all a rating, I'd give it. I'm gonna say A, just because considering the time that this is coming out, the kinds of parts that you're getting, I don't think it's like the most amazing building styles, but I think that for what it is, I think it's cool. I think that the poly bags are more of a B, just because they're. I think what they're trying to do is it's affordable. It's a stocking stuffer.
Yeah.
It comes in a magazine. All of that makes sense, but they're not the amazing. Just I'm not going to say like they're bad builds because they're small. Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
But I think
Well,
the other
and-
ones
I'm just kidding.
So I'm gonna quickly say,
that
it's
wasn't
that
shaded
time
at
period.
anybody.
No, yeah,
Uh-huh.
sorry. The time period there was they had a ton of medieval sets like that too. Medieval did it better because the builds were very useful, but
Mhm.
it's still one of those things. So I'm just for the record, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each of them, and we can say if what a rating that part would be, but we're gonna rate the whole adventures theme as a whole. But yeah, so we're gonna go through because they're all technically adventures, even if they're different stories, and that's kind of how we've done big themes like this in the past.
Wow.
Are all of the pieces in this theme printed?
I believe
from
so.
what I know of, yes, because I
Yeah.
have those maps and
Beautiful.
they are.
They came with
Beautiful.
like 4 different maps in each set, and so it was like a quest to find the Pharaoh's tomb, which I think is the biggest set. And then they also had that film camera that Pippin Reed's holding, and you can see it in any set that comes with her. When Johnny's holding it in the bottom left, it has a tile of what they're filming that you can pull out, and it's always
Got
like
it.
Johnny Thunder in front of the tomb. So
Yeah.
I think it's cool. The worst part is probably how they have blue bricks randomly in the desert, but honestly, I think it's charming. It's part of that era.
Yeah.
I
the
think
biplane-
blue was
go ahead.
definitely a color they used in there, though. Like if
Yeah.
I were Egyptian, like it was definitely a color that you would see. So it's just
Yeah,
not
or-
as faded as it should be.
Correct.
Do we
Correct.
do we have more of these?
Oh yeah, so this is just the Egypt ones.
Oh,
wanted
that's a
quickly-
lot for Egypt. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I wanted to quickly point out some stuff I really liked. I like the vehicles. Like I love that truck on the bottom right there. All the vehicles fit well together. Like the cars, as you see them, There's that older style car, and the same thing with the biplanes. Like nothing feels out of place vehicle wise, in my opinion. So I wanted to quickly point that out. Zane and Matt and Ethan, you guys been a little bit quiet. Just want to make sure you guys get a chance before I move on here from Egypt. What do you guys thought?
I think it's good. I like the story. Like it seems like a fun action adventure series. I don't know if they're sets necessarily that they're for kids, but as an adult, if I would display it or not on a shelf, now I would, knowing they're vintage Lego items. But I think that the parts are good. Like to get those trees, the scorpions, the rifles. That's really cool with all the printed parts, like Danny pointed out. I think that set especially has just so much playability, especially with the hot air balloon and the vehicles and the pyramid-like structure and the monoliths. I think that some of the builds, like if you go back one, with the little desert dog thing,
Yeah.
I think that's a little simplified for my taste.
But I mean, the Sphinx.
Yeah,
no, it's the jackal.
It does open up. That's a treasure chest body, so you can find treasure inside of it.
Okay.
See, he's pulling the chain right there, so if you pull that chain, it lifts it back.
And then there's
also the body is a treasure chest of the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that.
I have seen smaller versions of these in Egypt where it have been like 2 of them in front of a building kind of leading up. So in my opinion, it makes sense. Like,
no, what I'm saying is that it's a very simplified build, but it's a fun play set nonetheless.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're absolutely right.
They're certainly meant for kids. And I think
they're
there's
really
a tent,
blocky.
and that other one, like an actual tent, like in the one to the left.
Oh, yep.
And a base plate.
Yeah. So like I feel like there's a lot of good parts, and I'm sure, well, back in the day they were an affordable price, but I don't know what they would be today. Who knows?
Yeah.
Zane, what do you think?
I really like it. I mean, yes, there's some nostalgia behind it. The blue colors definitely throw me off a little bit, but at the same time, it's like that's kind of what they had. They didn't have a bunch of crazy colors and things like that. So I'm like 50-50 on the blue. I like that, like you said, there's the tent, the huge base plates that come with it. The fact that that opens up, and the dog itself is a treasure chest. I mean, the plane's nice, the car is kind of cool. There's a lot in just this little set.
Yeah.
So I mean, even like there's some that's more affordable. There's some that's more for maybe an adult builder type of thing. It's kind of got an overall type of vibe.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Are we ready to move on to the next part here?
Ethan, give us a sentence. What do you think?
Good parts. I like how they're printed. The net caught my eye.
Yep.
The net.
And
I knew that.
I got a bulk Lego a couple years ago, and it has a lot of these minifigure parts. So it's really cool seeing those. That I didn't really know what they were.
Ethan, I had a quick question for you. Just real quick, would you answer yes or no? Does this make you want to build a mock around some of this stuff? Just seeing these.
I would
sets.
build Indiana Jones. I mean, this is perfect for.
All right. So moving on here, because I know we're a little bit more limited on time. But this part is the jungle. So they kind of go into the jungle. So the first part, they're in Egypt, so they're going after the Egypt. The
There's
second
Senor
part,
Palomar. He's in the white hat.
He's
That's because
like
they're in the
cowboy.
jungle. They're in the Aztec jungle, so it makes sense.
Yes. So we got some cool base plates. Yeah. So it's Aztec jungle. It's like Indiana Jones. He goes to a different place, so everyone gets different outfits and stuff like that. So you'll definitely see new outfits. Very similar on the vehicles. The buildings are a little bit similar, where it's more temple style of buildings, but it's still, I think, in my opinion, very good.
That blimp is how the set came. It came in a box. But
Yes.
the parts are inside the blimp.
So
that's
the blimp. We know someone. Cool. Epic Bricks told us a great story when he was on here, where he traded that to a friend when he was younger. No. And then later realized how much expensive it was, or like there's a part missing from it, but it's like, yeah, it's like one of his biggest regrets in life.
He's doing pretty well for himself.
So jungle is definitely very smaller, and it's just these two. Let's see, that's 7 sets total.
Oh, that's it. Oh,
they do resell a lot of these under like slightly different names. So Brad, thanks for trying to compile it, because that was hard.
There was so many. I really tried to draw it out. I do have to say, I did own the plane on the bottom right. My brothers did, and I built that set once, and it was actually really cool. So I do like how they changed the planes and stuff, all the vehicles to fit the jungle, but they still had that same feel of time period.
My
Depends
biggest
on-
critique of this is the colors. For the temple itself, it just like, especially with
understand.
a little bit of distance away, it's hard to be able to see all the detail of it or what's really going on. It just looks like some kid kind of put together a bunch of mismatched Lego parts. But
Yeah.
I love, on the flip side, the parts, once again, the huge base plates, where it wasn't just a regular base plate, but it's a separate mold, the bridge, the boat.
It comes with a giant
blimp.
boat. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all of these parts are epic. And I think that's like what kind of makes, so far for me at least, this theme kind of set apart from the other ones, is that Lego back in this period was definitely putting more emphasis on making quality parts, in the
Mhm,
sense of
yeah.
like trying new things and seeing what works and resonates with people.
Yeah.
I like
I-
that
I
it's. Go ahead, Zane.
No, sorry. You're excited about it. Go for it.
Okay. What I like about the theme in general, but here I can see it, is that the thing that they're looking for is kind of grounded. Whereas I think nowadays Lego has this need to make it like glowing, everything's like transparent, purple or something, and it's like
Yeah.
it's this magical element, and there's a magical element to this. Like there's the lost tribe of the jungle. I'm gonna call. I forget what they're actually called. I think that the Aztec chief guy has a really stupid name. Like it's not fitting. It wouldn't fly today. So I don't remember what it is, but it's just like it's not good.
Yeah.
But
Oh
they
my
have
gosh.
stuff. Yeah, it's like Goo
His
Goo or
name is
something.
Achu.
Achu. He's
Oh.
sick.
ACHU.
That's
It's-
you.
Yeah, but they
That would
have
be
like,
not-
if you look closely, they have the sun disk, and that's like their MacGuffin for
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole line for this one, and the other one's like the map and like the sarcophagus and stuff like that. But I think that it's grounded. I just think that the builds are a little bit weaker. They have less of an identity.
Mhm.
So I think the idea, the concept is really good. I just think that the execution was maybe limited by what they had, because Lego has a lot of slopes. Egypt is very geometrical, and so is this Aztec look. It's just they didn't really lean into that. They lean more into like the head and the bottom's a gorilla head, but there's no gorillas in South America. You know, it's like, wait, where are they? So anyway, go ahead, Zane.
No, I was gonna kind of point out on or talk about what Matt was talking about. So like the colors are a bit overwhelming, but like you did say, back then, like that's kind of it. Like they didn't have
Yeah.
a whole bunch of other colors. Like my Lego that I have, the extra blocks are all red, blue, and yellow. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like that's all the colors they came in, and they could have done some more gray or maybe some more green in there to make it
Yeah,
look
that's
mossy.
what I was thinking.
You know, but I get where they're going with. It's Mayan, like they do have like rubies and colors and gems and stuff like that, like in the jungle. So to me, I can see both sides of it, and they did focus a lot on like the base plate and the play aspect of it more than, you know, hey, let's make this building look really fancy because it's gonna sit on a shelf. No, we're gonna put it here. Kids are gonna have fun. They're gonna throw stuff at it. They just want a building and some crazy base plates and things to put it on. And I feel like it was more fun. There was more fun intended behind it than us adults trying to put it on a shelf.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I do have to say though, they look like there's a lot of play elements in these.
there
Like,
is a lot.
yeah.
It looks
look
like
at the
Trap doors.
Yeah, exactly.
How rare
Oh,
is this
ooh.
element?
Yeah.
Pretty
How
rare.
rare
the
is this?
bridge?
Pretty rare. I've had it for a while and I don't know where it came from, and I see it. So
All right,
that's
so
cool.
that was jungle. You know, they're kind of like, you know, we're going through a jungle. You know, that's adding in new characters, and then the next one is Dinosaur Island. So this is so most of the part of this theme is very real world. So they go into like kind of more real world stuff. Whereas this one is like, hey, remember those Jurassic Park movies you like? We're gonna do that with art. It's basically like Ninjago, how Ninjago takes everything that we enjoyed back in the day and puts it
Let's
into
go
one
to
theme.
space.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
Monkey
when are we
Kid.
gonna get Space Ninjago?
That's Monkey Kid.
True.
I
yeah.
do like
Oh,
Monkey
yeah.
Kid though. I've been waiting to get some sets.
That's a long rabbit hole. I'm gonna keep my goes going here. But
Yeah,
Dinosaur Island, this one I don't exactly know. It didn't tell me the dates that these different ones came out. But yeah, so the next one up here is Dino Island. As again, we got a bunch of small sets. I do like these ones a little bit better. I like how you get the little boat there. That fits really well, and you get the little dinosaur pieces in a couple of these too. But then we get into a little bit crazier of vehicles, and I actually do like these styles. I love that tread vehicle up in the top left corner.
Yeah.
They actually have that dinosaur piece, and it's pretty cool. That biplane is so much bigger. I mean, it's not biplane; it's a little more
It's a
advanced.
seaplane.
Seaplane, thank you.
Yeah.
It's so much more advanced than what we have seen, but it's still super cool and it kind of fits with the theme. The evil guy's car kind of reminds me of like Red Skull's car in like Captain America, where it's like the evil guy always has this like really long, like crazy car
with a crazy mustache and a
I
monocle.
think,
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that's Von Baron. So
exactly. It's Von Baron.
German of some kind.
Yeah.
BMW.
But the front of the track car and the front of that little car, they look almost identical. The headlights, the little.
It was a new piece. I'm pretty sure that if you go back, you can see that piece on all these cars too. It was a new piece they created just for this theme, I'm pretty sure, and it was used so much. But it's a good piece. It like fits that style.
Bring it back, Lego. Where's the
Exactly.
mold?
So, Brad, staying on this page, I'm seeing a lot of pterodactyls.
Yeah, if you go to the next page, you see a little less of those.
Okay.
Oh, page 1 has a lot of.
Yeah.
Wait, is
so,
Sorry, go ahead.
So the pterodactyl was kind of on the big pieces they used because it was just an easy small dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but they did do it different colors. Like you got the tan and red.
And that's what I
But
like.
if you-
I agree with that.
Yeah. And then if you go to this one, you got the different bigger dinosaurs, which are actually not half bad. Like they're not crazy like
No.
Dino Attack, but they are like they're still
Honestly,
good.
I prefer these dinosaurs
Yeah.
to like newer dinosaurs in a way because they have like a more Lego feel and a classic look. Some of the dinosaurs today don't even necessarily feel like Lego.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't have one, so they're expensive though. I know that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to. I don't even know if I've had even held one of the Lego ones that are the Jurassic World.
The
Closest I
Jurassic
have
World
is a
sets-
Rancor.
The Jurassic
The
World
ra-
sets are unbelievably expensive, which I don't.
Yeah.
Like way more expensive than Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
But like you said, man, I do enjoy that these dinosaurs. They feel more wholesome, just kind of like the colors and like the bricks and stuff. Like
Yeah.
these feel like Lego. These feel like a Lego piece. It's not trying to make something special. The T-Rex that comes out of it, the only thing I have to say about the dinosaurs is what's up with the dual molded legs. Like are they
Yeah,
step
I
in like a
did
mud
notice
hole.
Yeah.
They were trying something.
Yeah.
Hey, gotta give them props for trying something though, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, again, I feel like each time that this one definitely did a good job. It feels like, capturing dinosaurs. Like this is the stuff you would want. So
Here's my question. Does it feel like the same theme?
No,
I think so.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
I guess
For me, it does.
traveling through. Yeah.
Well,
maybe.
It's
okay.
like
2 out of
the
the 3 do. The Jurassic
agree.
World feels like an off one but like the Mayan
Dino
and the
Island.
Egyptian, Dino Island, that one feels like a spin-off. Like the other 2 feel like he's adventuring, kind of like you said, Indiana Jones. He's going to get the treasure. He's going to the temples. He's doing his stuff, and then all of a sudden, dinosaurs.
Well, it is adventure. So this is another adventure he's going on. So I do get what you're saying. I was just going to quickly try to defend, play devil's advocate here. I think to me where it feels like it fits is the vehicles still feel the same. It feels like each series, the vehicles have advanced a little bit more, like in history, like, they got new technology. So I think that's how it feels the same. And the characters still feel the same. But yeah, I definitely agree. It definitely feels like this was a spin-off movie.
Danny looks angry down there.
No, I have a
it's like
furrowed brow. It is adventures. So I agree with what Brad just said, that the vehicles help root it in that 1920s, 1930s look. And then I think if we go over like one more page, maybe 2, I want to look at the base, the kid's lair, because they have this new kid character who's in the bottom right corner now. And this is the one that I think feels the least adventure-y because there's no real shape to it. My friend had this, so I remember like the rusty roof. But it's like a weird shack. So for me, while this is a neat set for that rusty roof, it's the weakest of the bases and stuff because it's kind of aimless in what it is. But if you go back one slide,
by the way, you can use the arrows to move.
I can do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
Sure.
trying to avoid messing with anything.
Yeah, no, you're good. If you
The
hit the arrow keys, it should be able to move it back and forth.
I'll try it next. But that barge in the left set is kind of like the one from the Jungle Line. And so just this idea, it's like, hey, we have reports that dinosaurs have been found on this island, and Sam Sinister and Baron Von Baron are going there. It's like, well, I've got to save them because he's the Johnny Thunder's Australian. So he and his friend, he gets his friends, and they find out there's a kid living on the island. I'm pretty sure there's an actual story, but like, let's say they find out there's a kid on the island who's hanging out, and he's like, I've been protecting the dinosaurs in my shack. I need your help before the Baron Von Baron and Cletus over here go and put a net on everything. So I feel like it is kind of outlandish because for the first time, it now has something magical in it. It has dinosaurs, which shouldn't be around anymore. The other ones have still been rooted in like, oh, we went to ancient Egypt and a mummy's here. Well, of course a mummy would be there, and that is magic that a mummy would come to life. But Jungle, there's a lost tribe, and they've got a magic artifact. So there's magic, but this is like dinosaurs.
I see what you're saying, though.
I love how the guy who's next to Baron Von Baron right now is Mr. Cunningham.
Mr. Cunningham! Does he have a first name?
That's just Cunningham. And then there's Alexia Sinister, who's a female.
Oh! She's in the back. She's hiding around. She's in the blue car on the one on the left, and then in the one on the right, she's behind the crate. That's awesome. I had no idea. There's some more adventures lore.
Yes, there's
Sinister.
So yeah, I mean, it feels good. Any like bad comments? Quick comments here before we move on?
I like the baby dinosaurs.
Baby
dinosaurs.
Yes,
I get a lot of baby dinosaurs.
And you know what they use it for in Indiana Jones, right?
Golden.
They use it for the temple face. There's like these like carved stone faces. They make it upside down, and it looks like a head. It's the best use of a part. And here it is.
This is where we get a little bit weird. So this is Oriental Express.
A little?
So
Orient Expedition.
Expedition. Yeah, right.
It's okay. That's
Oriental Expedition. So there's top left. There's the Yeti, and the one on the top right. That's JUNCHI. JUN dash. JUN dash. Yeah, Junchi. And then on the bottom right, that's Tiger. TYGURAH.
Tiger.
Oh, I always thought it was Tigra.
Tiger. That's probably it.
No, but you know what? To each their own.
Yeah. And then I do like that little boat there, where it's like the steamboat on the bottom left. I do have to say that is really cool. But yeah, so those three temples, they're a little bit weird, but the rest of the theme's not bad. So like this one, they're going around the world doing different adventures. So like they're going into all these different places. I can't even Himalayas, India, and China are kind of the three big ones.
Okay.
Well, I certainly like the creature parts. I think that's what sets this apart from the other ones, and they still have the same style of car, and they did improve that hot air balloon, like Danny pointed out earlier. Go back a page, Brad.
By the way, if you guys want to go back a page, it's again arrows on your keyboard should be able to move it.
I'm sorry, I
like asking Brad to do it.
It's good. It's good. Can we have a zoom? I just can't wait till I'm like, can you zoom in there, Brad?
No, I think the Yeti. I was always wondering what the Yeti was from, and I didn't know that it was from this. And the elephants are certainly parts of this that a lot of people wanted to still collect nowadays, and kind of have a hard time getting their hands on
until this year. Until this
year, the new wildlife rescue sets came out. Go forward, Brad.
Yep.
I like that. I like whatever's on this page.
Okay.
I like the little the set to the left feels, honestly, out of this whole bunch, and even the set on the right, the most complete. I don't know why. Yeah. Like it feels like a set.
I know.
Where the other ones just didn't feel. I think Danny pointed out earlier, like the dinosaur one, it just is kind of all over the place. Like I don't know what this necessarily is, but I can tell that the one on the left, it has good color, it has a good feel to it, it has good playability. I don't know.
I definitely would have gotten the one on the right like instantly because I love boats.
Oh yeah, the boat.
That sail is super cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, for you, it's definitely the colors. So like these two, like the coloring on it makes it feel more like a building, not just pieces together.
They have the Indiana Jones ball.
Yeah.
And he's even running away from it.
The
And
reason
this-
why I'm so passionate about this is it's the first time that Lego really made a go at doing like a grounded representation. I'm gonna say grounded loosely because then someone's gonna be like, they have evil skeletons coming at you, but like a relatively realistic take on just places other than Europe.
True.
So I
Yeah.
thought that was cool just from like a building technique standpoint, and they really
Definitely.
invested a lot in prints and different things. So I could see someone being like, well, they have like the bad guy's the Chinese emperor. That's not right. It's like, well, they also have like a character for both teams from each place. And
Have you ever seen Mulan? Like,
yeah, there's gonna be good and bad people everywhere, and I think that this set actually, the whole line across the map is actually, in my opinion, it's pretty fair at giving kind of somebody for everybody
Yeah.
a character to work with. If you want to look at it that way, I still think if you want to make a Lego person for you, go for it. But I think that they're pretty fair across the board, and I think that like even the first sets, the temple ones. Brad, I know that you were saying they're kind of weird. The small ones, the $10 ones. I'll get us back to.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to mess up the screen.
No,
So these I think were about $10 each. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're 15. I wish I got them. The one in the upper left, the Yeti. That one is going to be over at. That's at the Bigfoot Museum on display, as
Really?
like pop culture references to Bigfoot.
Wow.
It comes with like
Wow.
the Himalayan ones. I think are my favorite of all of them. I like the colors. They have the dark orange and brown and yellow. And if they did it today, they would have made it like that drum lacquered gold for like the bells and the rooftops.
Yeah.
And then they have this consistent goal of finding the golden weapons. And it's so if you go one slide to the right, and I'm sorry to boss you around, but when I pressed the arrows, it didn't do anything. The Chinese temple, the Emperor's temple, in the upper corner is the dragon of Marco Polo. And it's supposed to be like, I don't know if it was a gift to Marco Polo or a gift from Marco Polo, but it kind of fits that globe-trotting theme. And this dragon was printed with gold parts, and you're supposed to give it like the gold elements, and there's a ghost in this set, this gray ghost, and I think he's in the upper right corner of the temple. He's got like the bat helmet, but he's got this gray face with orange eyes. Super cool. And then there's like a bunch of hidden alleyways, and like on the top there's little dropping things. And then the scorpion temple on the right, the one from India, that has the roof elements that are new. It has fabric banners and stuff that look like different rugs and textiles, and people use that for so much following this set line. So I think Adventures in general just introduced a lot of really useful mock elements, concepts, figures. Those faces are used for a long time. And I just think if there's a story that Lego wants to do again, I would love to see the continuation. And I had an idea where it was like, yeah, there's the
These
ghost.
It's the statue. It's called. I don't know. Yeah, but you're probably right.
No, I believe it that it's a statue. I think the ghost was my interpretation as a kid. That he wakes up, and then it's like the ghost of the temple is
I like that
fighting
more.
you. So just there's a lot to be seen in it. I think it's very simple by today's standards, but at the time it was pretty revolutionary. And that plane in the upper left, Johnny Thunder's plane, I think that's my favorite Lego plane of all time.
Oh.
So it's simple, but it's just really cool.
Wow.
Anyway, your thoughts?
We really divested a lot into this. We got to kind of wrap it up. I hate to twist us here.
I would
That's
get a lot
okay.
of these sets. I like
I
it.
think Danny, you touched on a lot of the things that I think we were all feeling as well, and you were very informative. So I appreciate that.
Thanks.
That's why we brought you on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, this is a lot to get through, and they're all one theme, but there are sub themes in the theme, and it definitely touches on how far Lego comes from even that logo in the corner to the newer sets that feel a little bit more put together. But I think overall for me, we touched on the things that we like and the things that we don't like. For me, it's certainly an A. It's not an S. It just doesn't feel cohesive in that sense. It can't really, and that's the drawback for it. Whereas something like Indiana Jones, it's from a franchise, of course, but it does feel cohesive as a whole. And it's stuff that I would also just want to display. I love these for the vintage elements, but back in the day, you don't necessarily have that quality to it.
Mhm.
So it's got the playability. It's perfect for kids. It's got awesome parts. It's an A from me.
Mhm. Are we rating the whole series, or are we rating it by
so this is
sub-theme?
what I'm going to say it. Because we did Pirates and some other stuff like this too, where even though they came out over different time periods, we have to rate the series as a whole because it's.
Oh, okay.
I
Got it.
was trying to think like maybe we should do it some themes, but I feel like we have to rate the series as a whole because
I agree.
that's how we've done it in the past. I think personally this is an A. I think I like the vehicles. I think compared to modern vehicles we get in sets, I like the style of vehicles we get in these sets. I like this little story elements, but I agree. I don't with Matt. I think there are some ways that this can improve, but I'd love to see what they would do with. I'd sort of love to see what they would do with this theme if they redid it.
Yeah.
At least with modern pieces, I think with modern pieces this theme could do really well. I don't know how they would do story wise. And yes, I loved it when they put that CMF in that one line.
It would
But-
either do really well or terribly.
Mhm.
Like it would either
Yes.
look great or it would lose the honest element of it being, hey, you know what you're getting. You're getting Lego from this. Like it's not
Yeah.
necessarily an item like I was talking about before. Whereas sets nowadays, they are typically just things you would put on a shelf and play with. This is old quality Lego, and I think that's what makes it so intrinsic.
Yes. Zane, give us the letter.
I'm kind of the same with everybody else, honestly. I mean, it went on. It seems like for a long time. It seems like they tried to grow as a theme as they went on. The figures were unique. I mean, I love the little dinosaurs. I love that the pieces came in a hot air balloon. I mean, what other set has come
That
in a
is-
hot air balloon? I miss that in Lego. Like they used to have such crazy packaging, and it was just an amazing thing to do back then.
Yeah.
But it does have its flaws, just like every other theme. So I can't give it an S. But with nostalgia, with where it's started, where it's gone, the playability, the colors, the fun, all of it, I'd have to settle with an A, honestly.
Ethan?
I think I'm going to give it an A as well. This, for some reason, this reminds me of a book that I read when I was a kid, like younger, called Magic Treehouse, and they would go into the treehouse,
Yeah.
and go in different worlds. If they had one set of like that thing that had, whether they do it by portals or something, kind of that headquarters set where they go like magically go in these worlds, because I feel like these are 4 different themes, four different worlds. And if they had that one set that kind of just made it all come together, like a treehouse or portals, that would be really cool.
I have to say quickly though, this reminds me of the second Atlantis movie where they jump between all these different like places. I don't know. That was just something that came to mind just quickly. So sorry. Keep going.
But yeah, A. I think it's
A?
I think it's good. Probably got flaws,
Danny?
but parts. Oh,
I know I'm got nostalgia to back it up.
you can rank it an S.
I
You
think
can
this
give it
is an
whatever
S.
you want. Yeah.
I think it's an S because of what it meant for Lego, and what they were doing with it. Also, to speak to Zane's packaging, one of those Egypt ones came in a golden sarcophagus, like as a can. Those a mummy sarcophagus.
Wow.
So if you want to
See?
search that up later, that was something. But I think Lego really, really poured themselves into this. And it also had the element of mystery. So this is like before the internet was in everybody's hands. So you weren't going to be
Exactly.
like seeing the reviews online about it. So when you buy the set, then you find out that there's like a secret trap door. You wouldn't know that
Oh my
immediately.
God.
True.
And then I think also they did try it again. They made Pharaoh's Quest or something.
Yes, which
but
is
they
still
didn't
good.
it's good, but they didn't do any story like this. They didn't do a story like this. But I agree with what Ethan said. Let's see where Johnny Thunder goes when he's not on a mission. Whereas like he has, and they kind of did it with that Fairground set. Anyway, they have like some old relics from the old Lego Adventures line. But for me, it's an S. I think that just what they brought to the table was really neat, and I'm going into it from a story perspective, from an ambitious perspective of like, let's make dinosaurs, let's make Tibet, let's make the pharaoh, let's make a sarcophagus. They didn't have that before until someone decided that they're going to risk it on this theme.
Yeah.
And so it does run the risk of making it feel disconnected. But I think that the brilliance of an idea like Lego Adventures is that they are on an adventure. So what's their adventure going to be this year? And now they do that with Ninjago, but it's like Ninjago.
I kind of want this theme to come back. Like I can see them. There's a lot of potential. Like if I like the idea.
I really like the grounded qualities of it too. Like I kind of like that it has like there's magic within each place, but Johnny is your eyes into it in a sense.
Yeah.
Instead
and they
of
have
dinosaurs,
so many references back to this place too.
Yeah.
Instead of dinosaurs, they could have done like mythical creatures. That would have been really cool.
Lego Mythica, which ended up just being at Legoland. But I thought it was going to be a set line. I thought they were going to make like cryptids out of Lego. I thought, all right, it's a theme where they're looking for cryptids.
I want like mythical creatures, like with dragons and all that. That would be a cool theme.
Awesome.
Oh,
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I gotta hurry us up here because we're running out of time very quickly.
Thanks, guys.
Quick thing here. This is where we ended up. We put in A.
That's
I'm
fine.
sorry, Danny. Danny,
No, it's
quick
cool.
thing. Don't go. Just very quick. Is there any one of these that you highly disagree where it's put on this tier list?
I haven't looked at it that closely yet. I think
What catches your eye?
I saw Chima, but that's not really what I want to get into. I think
We put Star Wars in A. That's been a big
that's
contention.
fair. No, that's fair. I get it.
Good.
Overwatch.
Okay.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Oh wow, you guys have done some interesting stuff.
We put Aqua Raiders in S.
But hey, you gotta remember, this is an average of all of us together.
Yeah,
So
I think that sports is better than an E. I think Ultra Agents is better than an E. But I'm also like I'm not. You brought this up during the Christmas episode. I don't rate things poorly, so I see value in things that other people don't, like the Razor Crest Microfighter, because it's still Lego and I can still use it. That's why I don't hate Chimo with a passion, but I think sports is kind of nostalgic for me because they were doing stuff that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
There's a street basketball set that I always wish I had, but I didn't.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
Well,
All right.
The Chima thing is just
we're gonna
a
have
trend.
to get you back on because we gotta talk more with you
Thank you.
sometime. We gotta bring you back on and just talk about friends.
Have an hourglass for how long I talk, though.
But the question is, Danny, did you have fun? Would you come back?
Yes, I would. Are you kidding? I love watching the show. I'm not gonna pretend I haven't seen every single one, but whenever I'm doing something and I have like time to sit and listen through it, I have you guys in my pocket. I'm listening to the conversation, and I will laugh along with you. But then I realize it's a recording and you're not there, so I'm really honored to be on the show. I'm honored to be here, and
Honored
thank you for having me. So thank you.
Well, we're not over yet. We still have
Oh,
to
yeah.
do our
Really quick,
Thunderdome.
guys. Really quick.
Okay.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right. Guys, as you know, we do the Thunderdome, which is
Intro.
our new segment.
We have one?
Where is it? Oh, wait. It's under Thunderdome.
Oh,
I
forgot we
my.
have
Hey.
one.
Thunderdome.
I was about to say the moment passed.
I really like the
Really
Christmas
quickly, what
theme.
Thunderdome is we
Merry
spin
Christmas,
this
everyone.
wheel. We spin this wheel, and depending on what it lands on is what we have to come up with an idea for next week. It's we'll prep, and next week we pitch our ideas, and then you guys get a vote on which one is your favorite. And last week Matt is the winner, which he never wins at anything, so that was pretty
Yay!
interesting.
This is Matt's theme. It goes along with this.
So
This is him.
we have 6 different new ones we can do here. Zane, can you spin that wheel and I'll pop up what our contest is for this upcoming
Yeah, I
week?
changed the background too, so it's no longer Christmas. Nobody worries.
Thank you.
Aw.
Tomorrow's the last day.
That-
Today's the last day of Disney Christmas.
Oh. Spinning the wheel. We're
Spin
sending
that
her.
wheel.
Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel. It's number 2.
Number 2. What is
All right,
number 2?
guys.
Number
This
2.
one's gonna be very interesting. Next helmet.
Next
So this
helmet.
doesn't even have to
Oh.
be from Star Wars. We're
I
gonna
know what
pick
I'm doing.
whatever we
Oh.
want. So remember, you got to make it interesting. Next week we will be pitching our ideas. Come with pictures. Come with whatever. We're gonna pitch our idea what the next helmet, and that can be Marvel, Star Wars, Ninjago if you want. Whatever theme you want to do, you can make the helmet. And
Yeah.
we'll do it. No Captain Rex. I'm gonna call that. No, it's just
Also, like Brad said, you guys are the ones who are voting on who wins. So join the Discord and you'll be able to vote for each of us there. So be sure to go and check that out right away.
Yes.
Do I do what I want or what the people want?
True. Well, also
you want a chicken nugget?
I have a quick question for this.
Yes.
Okay. So there is something like the Infinity Gauntlet, right? That's kind of in the same line.
Just
as
helmets. I think we're gonna
Just
do just
helmets?
helmet this
Okay.
time.
Okay.
That's a different question. All right,
Hey,
guys.
Danny, what is your idea? Since you'll
Oh,
probably
great, I
not
have
be
one.
here next one.
I
is-
would
That's
do
a
a
good idea.
skull. I do a Lego skull, like a crystal skull. Maybe if you want to spice it up, but just a skull would be cool.
Okay.
With that
It's not a
new,
helmet,
would you do it with that new
tiny
color
one?
that
Oh,
that new color, that white from that came with the Eternal sets? You remember that white pearlish color?
oh, you mean the opalescent?
Yeah,
Is that like the
Ethan,
transparent
I
one?
gotta wrap this up. We can talk
That'd be
about
cool.
this afterwards. Sorry, I
Okay.
gotta wrap this up
Okay.
because I gotta go
I'm
to
done.
something.
Don't worry.
No, it's not, it's not your fault. That's all for being late, but we're not going to get back to that. Guys, thank you so much for everyone who came out today. Danny, thank you so much for being here. This was totally awesome. We had such
Thank
a
you.
blast in having you on today. Thank you to everyone who stayed in chat, guys. And what'd you guys tell us? Think what we did of us dropping polls in the chat every so often. Let us know about that. You can find all information in Discord and Instagram, where you can find more information about the show. And I know Zane has been doing all these fun things on the Instagram. So again, thank you to Danny. Thank you to everyone else being here. Go in the links down below. And
Follow
guys,
Danny.
Thank
buy
you.
Sunbuds merch.
You
Have
will
yourself
follow
a
Danny.
great rest of your day. Don't forget to book up to that next